Ahoy there. Happening. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to the stream. Oh, hi, Sonnet. Hero Turtles. Hi, a fort. What's happening? What's new? How's the hump day? Le hump. Come on. 12th power energy field. Huh. Have you been told that bubble baths are good because bubbles, but also bad because you're covered in bubbles? No, I don't think I've been told that specifically. Hey, Zebri. How you doing this Wednesday? No, I'm not familiar with that theory, the bubble theory. We went to the swimming pool today. It was our second day in a row going for a little swim-a-lim. It was a good time. Very chill. Callista, put on her goggles, which she's done a number of times, but actually stuck her eyes under the water today for the first time. For about I'd say a quarter of a second, maybe? But still. Doing good? Excellent. I'm happy to hear that, Zebra. Anything new and exciting going on? Sam just informed me, thought I would share. Okay, yeah. Well, I hadn't heard that theory before, so it's probably worth the share, totally. Reminder, mop up melted pig.
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass.
Bulletproof? I would expect it to be like laser-proof and shit.
Hiram just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist, hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists.
Not really. Just gonna school, playing RuneScape, been doing some jamming on your guitar. Nice.
You're going to Byzantium and
Sounds like a good time.
Chemicals. Exciting.
School, RuneScape, and guitar. I never got into RuneScape. What are you jamming on the guitar? What's your preferred go-to song to jam? Sounds like you need a tub of bubbles in the bath, so you can be in a bath, have bubbles, but keep them from your body. Yeah, maybe like a divider in the bath, so you can kind of go from side to side. Basin or bowl. So tired. Why so tired, Wyra? Why are you so tired? What's so important about these chemicals?
If I had time and several blackboards, I could explain the details to you, but...
Yeah, the in-heat kid is yelling away.
Dimethyl sulfoxide is the reason you're alive today. The chemical is absolutely essential to reviving the Hope's colonists. I need you to steal as much as you possibly can. The more, the better. If you don't bring me enough chemicals, I might not be able to save the Hope's colonists, and then nothing will stop the board from destroying this colony.
Mostly alternative. I don't know a lot, but I know some 311 Cranberries and Jimmy Eat World. Okay. I know the Cranberries zombie. I don't really know any 311 or Jimmy Eat World. Those are a little bit like, I guess they were popular when I was in school and stuff, but I just didn't listen to the music that everyone else was, so I'm kind of unfamiliar with them. Trying to keep her quiet, it's impossible. Ugh. He's washing himself with the body wash bubbles. Well, I don't know. That seems like a you know, that's intended. How was your first day? Oh yeah, totally. I mean, you could keep her quiet by just putting her outside, and then, you know, just let the neighborhood cats go ham. Let them all have a fun time together, and then you got kittens too.
Aloysius Clark, Minister of Earth. Virtually every colony requires the presence of a Minister of Earth. Clark is complicit in every one of the board's crimes. Whenever the board issues some new decree, you'll find Clark's signature on the dotted line.
I forgot my water again. I'm always doing that. God damn it. That's all good. I'll just drink sparkling water instead. Laptop stopped recognizing USB devices after lunch and wouldn't connect to VPN, so they're sending a replacement. Weird. Is that a work laptop, or that's like your own laptop just so completely shit the bed halfway through the day? Oh. Well, I didn't know that they were all gone. Pick the drink, work laptop. I'm into it. I'll drink a laptop. I don't give a shit. Silly. Cheap gin this time. Okay, all right. So no Victoria gin, no color changing. Go instead with some bathtub gin. Yeet. What is my cheapest gin? I guess it would probably be the Martin Miller's. Let's do it. Oh, it's cobwebs on it instead. On the side pouch of the backpack. Yeah, the black backpacks that I bring everywhere. Almost out of the Martin Millers. Silly sweetie. Turns out that Sonnet has been drinking my soda waters, which is fine, but she hasn't been replacing them. Generally, one takes a soda out of the fridge and then places a non-refrigerated one in its stead, but someone hasn't been doing that. Cheap fucking gin. Dirty bathtub gin. Let's do it. This is the Martin Miller's gin. Imported. And it's even got, kind of hard to see, but there's like a map on the back side of it that you can kind of see, like a segment of map. You can sort of see it on the back as well. Kind of a fancy bottle, but I think it's our cheapest gin. No? Is it? What is it particularly impossible to get in Canada? But was it expensive, or is it just no longer around?
It was.
Time to get me trashed AF. Make a strip on stream. Non-color changing gin. I thought this was a classy establishment. I mean, you know. Hey, how's it going, Black Roses? thank you for the filter and the lurk. I finally trimmed a little bit on I think it was the 13th, just before Valentine's Day. You know, decided I'd finally go ahead and trim some of the scruff, and so I think it'll make the webcam filters function a little bit better. All right, so the Martin Millers isn't our cheapest, which means what? The slow gin is, I guess? The rhubarb gin? What do you think, babe? Yeah. None of our gins are cheap, so... So which is the cheapest? I was assuming the Martin Millers. This is nightmare fuel. Cursed webcam. Yeah. We'll do the Slowberry gin then. Because apparently, the gin I was about to drink is no longer even available in Canada. The cheap shit alcohol to get shit-faced on that isn't vodka? Hmm. I mean... Wine? We have some pretty cheap wine. Not wine, hard stuff. What would be probably the quickest alcohol to get hammed on? Tequila, probably? Imagine the El Jimador tequila. Or yeah, I would say tequila and gin are probably the best bet. I've got some tonic. Tonic and slow gin. Cheers. Here's to beers and braziers. May they always be full. Hair wavy, by the way. Oh yeah, it's whenever I go swimming at the pool, it's kind of both. You know, it's like kind of straight and then wavy. I don't know. It's weird. The pool makes my hair look a little odd. The cheaper tequila after. All right, deal. Deal.
Oh, I understand it must.
Well, how was your half day of work then?
Infiltrate Byzantium, the crown jewel of the colony. Steal a batch of rare chemicals from a heavily guarded estate. In order to do this,
Just kind of the same.
You must first divide
Same type of gig you were doing before.
Smaller, less impossible tasks. Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about.
You were there
to
for the whole day? Oh, okay.
Byzantium, trading
I thought you were saying your laptop shit the bed and that like happened like around lunch.
She's my contact.
Didn't log into certain programs. Oh, gotcha.
She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require. I'm giving you my old nav key to Byzantium. You'll need it to land in the Golden City.
The Golden City.
Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find.
Warning label?
Something about being discontinued due to severe adverse reactions. It's fine. You'll be stealing the chemicals.
4 to 6 weeks of training before I just get turned loose. Oh, okay. Wow, cool. That's a comprehensive training program. Anything I should know about this Carmen Imagawa?
You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. My money, anyway.
All right.
Of course, of course. What's on your mind?
That'd be bug. Damn, another level gained. Holy crap. Dang. We just did introductions and slideshows and introduced the programs and stuff. Cool. Sounds like a chill time. Is it remote work? Like were you learning everything over Zoom, or was it on-site, hands-on? Yeah, remote. Cool. Cool. That's awesome. Not Zoom, Teams, potato, potato. I don't know. Well, they're all just worse discords as far as I'm concerned. I got like 3-ish hours sleep last night. I wanted to nap after work, but couldn't either. Due to brain not turning off or pan yowling. Ugh.
Crew members Ellie and Max
That sucks.
in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Ellie and Max, heated discussion. Kitchen.
Max. Maximilian. Vicar. Vicky.
What?
Shoot, I forgot. It'll come to me.
Just stretching your legs, boss?
That's kind of funny. Whenever you go back to the ship, there's like little conversations happening between crew members and stuff. I want to step on her. She's annoying me, but she likes when I step on her. She assumes the position.
I understand.
Oh, Lord.
Decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony? How can I...
Alright, so we've done the Phineas Labs stuff. Byzantium freight port landing. Is that this is the Byzantium I've been hearing about? Oh, Terra 2 is where Byzantium is. Interesting. Interesting. So this recommends going to Scylla. Scylla. Groundbreaker. Right. Let's hand in this quest over at the Groundbreaker. Don't know if you were spying on the convo Morbid and I were having about getting her fixed and such, but Pan's keeping both me and Des up. Yeah, that sucks.
Can we talk? As always, I am at your disposal.
Damn it!
Anything you'd like to discuss?
Mark, I forgot. I forgot to add Mlem. I swear I'll get to that. Of course, I literally booted up my computer just to stream tonight, so I haven't had a chance
Nothing
since last
too out
night.
of the ordinary.
Now that I'm thinking about it. But I do want to add that shit. Also DM'd you last night? Oh right, yeah, you DM'd me about minis, right? Yes. Yeah. So I like woke up and then it was off to you know, Cal time. But yeah, I will definitely get on Leonard about that. Snake Eater. Damn, Parvati with one extra mustache ride probably isn't there either. No. Sliding into my DMs. Oh yeah. That's alright. I'm okay with it. When they take damage, they get armor. 3 points of armor? That seems pretty underwhelming. You already draw aggro. This is just like a flat +5. That's even better. When they take damage, they gain 1 point of armor 3 times. Yeah, so +5 armor I think is about as good as we'll get. I just want them to be tanky. I don't really even need them to do damage. They just need to like eat hits for me. Let's slide into everyone's DMs. Oh yeah. Right, so we're heading back to the Groundbreaker. Does anybody have a companion quest that takes place here? Byzantium, Scylla. Edgewater. Byzantium, Scylla. Okay. Yeah, so nobody. So I'll just take my favorites. Happy or sad? Yeah, no, it was quite the mini list too. Totally. I will get on that. I'll figure out. I think. I mean, my next day, you know, off, so to speak. I don't know. My next day where Sonnet has the day off, and I therefore have like a couple hours where I can spend it on whatever, will be on Sunday. So I'll get on that then. Of course, I'm planning on not streaming tomorrow, but we're doing our D&D campaign tomorrow. So the moment that I put down Cal, I'm gonna have people here to roll dice. Just curious if he can make them. Also, does he paint them? So he can definitely make them. He does paint stuff and is really good at it, but basically, he's kind of decided like it's not really worth spending time painting minis. Like, just because his, you know, if he goes for a day of work, he's getting $30 an hour or more. And so for him to paint minis and feel like it's worth his time, like he feels like he's got to be making like $30 an hour for his painting. So if he spends 4 hours painting something, that means suddenly it's an extra $120 for that thing. So that, you know, sort of seems like he just sort of decided it doesn't make any sense for him to paint minis. So they would be unpainted. The concept of painting minis scares me. I could see that. Man out of water. I'm the same way. I'm like, I find it kind of daunting.
Can't find. Swell. Has anyone from HR given you the new employee talk? I don't actually know. That answers for both questions. Here goes. Welcome to Sublight, where salvage runs thicker than blood. We're still trying out new slogans.
Yeah, the thing is, the concept of new things in general kind of scares me. Doing something totally new and totally outside of my comfort zone, I find a very intimidating and daunting and try to avoid. And painting things in general, especially detailed sort of work, is squarely within that zone of stuff I've never tried before, and therefore I'm pretty intimidated by. Never painted minis before? Dang. I mean, so like in town here, there's so many people who are like painting hobbyists. Like Arclight is one. In fact, he painted a bunch of Leonard's minis, like D&D minis and stuff. There was a chunk of time where he had some time off work, and so we left him like a dozen goblins, and in like a couple nights he had painted all of them. It was like pretty crazy. So I could maybe ask him about how much he would want for painting up a bunch of minis. Now that I'm thinking about it. But I mean, yeah, I would also look into you know, folks in your area, see if there's any nerds who are into D&D and mini painting and stuff like that. Because yeah, I'm sure you'd probably be able to, you know, if you got a bunch of unpainted minis, I'm sure you'd probably find someone who's like, you know, into that. My cat Theory went into heat before she was big and old enough to be spayed. Vet had me use a Q-tip to calm her. It was highly traumatizing for me, trying to jack off your kitten. Didn't seem to mind, but it was effing weird. Yeah, that's a little off-putting. I don't have that type of attention to detail, especially on that small of a scale, or the fine motor and artistic skills. It's the artistic part that I find daunting. Like, I guess, when it comes to painting, like, anime figures or something like that, I could see how basically you would just look at, like, you could just take a screenshot and grab, like, the hex of every color in that screenshot and grab that paint. So, like, there's not a lot of artistic sort of decisions that I find I would have to make in that situation. Whereas, like, if I just had, like, an unpainted, like, some sort of monster or something from D&D, I guess you kind of do the same thing with those. But, yeah. So, I don't know. But the most daunting part to me is, like, oh, how do you find, like, complementary colors and this and that? So I would literally just be like, okay, give me the exact fucking color from, like, the monster manual or a screenshot or whatever, you know? I was getting noise complaints from neighbors. Oof. I may have gotten a DM 3 a.m. last night about Pan. Oh damn. From Dez, or? If you want to come over and get Pan off, then by all means, buy you all the drinks and food. Yeah. Yeah, a hard pass. That sounds like a rough one.
Because what's your alternative? Hey, that's not a bad slogan. Thanks.
Keep trying, you'll get there eventually.
Glad to have you on board. We could use the help after what happened to the last contractor.
Yeah. That sounds unpleasant. Yeah, the painting thing is, for me, it's really just about, the amount of time as well. I get kind of bored and antsy. A little bit ADD. Not flying halfway across the country just to get drunk and rub your pussy with Q-tips.
No, I didn't. Oh, that. Just stay on Miss Lilia's good side. Stealing office supplies is a good way to end up as salvage, if you know what I mean. You're gonna have a short career with that attitude. Just do whatever Miss Lilia says and you'll be fine.
What's the matter with the... Not even halfway across. Only a couple states away, really. I mean, that's a point. So, yesterday I was looking into what would be required to... my mom has, like, a big 1-ton cargo van. And it's already sort of kitted out for doing trips. So there's, like, 2 beds in it, like one along a wall of the van and then one along the rear of the van. And I've already used it for a road trip. So what I've been trying to do lately is look into what would be required to get a 3rd seat in there, just to attach a child seat to, so that we could theoretically take a road trip in the future if we wanted. Because, I don't know, all of you guys are constantly like, oh, 24 straight hours of driving is too much, but I'm totally down for that. So I want to go and like, go visit all you fuckers. But I have to figure out some way to get, like, to make it safe and legal for Callista to travel as well. And that's the hard part. I just feel like if we live for experiences, Mark should probably just do it. Canada, a couple provinces is more than half the country. That's true, but our provinces are fucking massive compared to the tiny little states. Want to visit you fuckers too?
That gas
Do it.
is going to make
Do
us
it,
a
scrub.
fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this. You've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in.
You're not the only one who enjoys the fire things, Lilia.
You know what? Fuck it. Enjoy yourself. I invest in the happiness of my workers, and you deserve a bigger cut.
Shit, yeah.
Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor.
Yo, hooligan. Ah! Hey. Roller. Damn it. Developed a very bad habit. I need to break it. I found that I'm only comfortable when I sit in my luxury office chair with my feet pulled up on the seat, my knees bent at chin level, and it's really messing up my lower back. Yeah, that's terrible. Switching to feet on the ground, but suddenly I find myself with them back up again. Maybe if you had something to kind of hook your feet under. That could be a thing. What's shaking, hooligan? How's your Wednesday going? Are you sipping on anything this evening? Wire has decided that our drink of the evening is slowberry gin and tonic.
No one you saw, anyway. Glad to see you're looking out for yourself. You've been keeping busy. I hear you took on some extra work at Fallbrook. Catherine says the factory needs some repairs before it's back to working order. But at least it's under our control. Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse,
Are you L?
those swine didn't give you
The
any
N tequila?
strange looks.
I don't know what any of this means. Could have sworn one of them winked at me.
I knew it. I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just try not to think about pigs. You never know, you know?
You doing okay?
I've got a lot on my mind, but it's nothing that concerns you.
Oh, L is an anime
At
character.
least not yet. I have another job lined
Maybe you
up,
should sit on a
assuming
yoga
you're
ball
still
instead,
interested
like
in
you're a
work.
40-year-old woman who eats
You're
yogurt
gonna
for lunch and a
salvage
salad
this
for
space
dinner but can't
station.
lose weight. She drinks 3 full-sized,
Heliospheric
full-fat Starbucks
Research
Frappuccinos a
Station
day,
1084
and a bottle of
to be
sweet wine.
exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all.
Ugh, Pan.
Interested?
Damn.
How big we talking? Not
Non-stop.
like groundbreaker big, right?
This opportunity won't come around again, Captain.
Oof. I can relate. I mean, it sucks to be that horny. How to research station becomes salvage.
Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious why. While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna
Whoever
swoop
invented
in
Long Island
with
iced tea
that
is a
sublight's flag.
madman. Everyone once
Perfectly
literally
legit.
told me we don't have iced
Perfectly
tea.
legal.
Wow. Yeah, Long Island iced teas are insane. It's just like, oh, what are the 4 cheapest alcohols you've got? Yeah, throw them all into a fucking glass for me. I'm gonna chug that shit. And yeah, I can relate, but fuck, I'm not that vocal about it. Laser Toys lost his charm on her too. Oof. Yeah, that's an uncomfortable one. I remember being at a friend's place, coming up on mushrooms, one of my first times doing them, and it turns out his cat was in heat and, like, just staring at me from across the room, yowling, while I was, you know, getting ripped on hallucinogens. Really uncomfortable. Then we watched, Mulholland Drive, and that was a real mindfuck. Sounds risky. You have a buyer lined up?
Not this time. The board tolerates our business up to a point, and selling off a station full of their old gear and terminals crosses that point. But if we were to move in and commandeer the station as a sublight salvage remote office, that's a different matter. Legally gray by comparison. More of a squatter situation. Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant
Wild.
my flag. And one last thing. When you get there, make sure you aren't followed. We wouldn't
worried
want
about?
that.
Authorities? Competitors?
Both. Neither. Right now, it's safer if I keep you in the dark.
Well, she's got a
I'm on the
real...
heels of something big. Play your cards right.
She sounded
and I'll
like
clue you
super
in.
paranoid,
Right
or... Nah, I think
now,
that's
I'm
it.
not sure
She's
who
super
I can
paranoid.
trust. Just be
You
careful.
know, grab food? Sounds good.
Someone might try and use you to get to me. Don't forget about the research station. A score this big comes once a career, and only if you're lucky.
Should I be worried about you?
No, of course not. Why? What have you heard? What did they tell you?
Someone's hatching a plan to betray you.
Bullshit. If I kept a spreadsheet of my concerns, which I do, company loyalty wouldn't be on it, which it isn't. This is all very complicated, but you should watch out, in general. Don't trust anyone, including me.
Including me? Could you be more specific?
I'll say this. When you're on a job, if you find yourself confronted with something your mind can't quite process, don't try and fight it. You just run. Understand?
Avoid cosmic horrors. Gotcha.
That's good. With any luck, we won't need to bring this up again.
Jesus.
I'd like you to commandeer it on behalf of Sublight Salvage. Plant my company's flag, so to speak. My time's yours. Try not to
Found
waste
something
it.
unusual at Cascadia Lab. Did I?
No kidding. The board sure wanted that place kept secret. And not just because of the pricey salvage.
Some of the lead scientist logs reference human experimentation.
Huh. That's new. When the board wants to experiment on colonists, they usually just release an exclusive line of products.
Whatever they were studying, it didn't stop at Cascadia.
It takes deep pockets to move a research staff off-world. I'd bet you my desk they were mixing more than just soft drink flavors.
Someone erected a shrine around a scientist's preserved corpse.
Wow, that sounds spooky as fuck. And frankly, I'm a little jealous. Damn, now I've got to see that for myself. Morbid curiosity gets the
LeMayo
better
just saw
of
a
me
redacted
every
advertisement for
time.
Amazon Alexa glasses that said Amazon glasses lets Alexa sit on your face.
Be careful out there.
Oh man, is that like a spoof ad or was that like an actual fucking ad that they considered releasing? Every time you drop the bone.
It was something real neat, like professional flexing.
Wilderness patrol. Plenty of folk traveling on foot out there, even back when there were roads. I protected them from raps and the like.
Oh gosh. And here I was, John, about how I was watching your back. I'm probably more likely to get in your way.
Everyone needs someone watching after them. Even me. Even if I ain't keen to admit it sometimes.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
I would think someone in marketing would catch that. Yeah, I mean, you know, unless they were kind of wanting to to have kind of a suggestive slogan. And tore me to pieces. There's no word to make a beautiful line. Later we're releasing on time. Let's Alexa sit on your face.
Crew members Ellie and Max are
I mean-
engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Who doesn't want to have Alexa sit on their face, you know? It's weird, sometimes when I go like into the kitchen to hear these like little random conversations
Hey,
that happen,
Max,
they just don't trigger.
What?
you really think we all have a purpose? That everything happens for a reason?
It's not really that simple, but yes, fine. Anything else?
If that's the case, is it my purpose to annoy you, or yours to be annoyed by me?
Go away.
You can't deny fate, Vicar.
Silly. I'm guessing that the robot Sam doesn't have like a companion quest, like a loyalty mission or whatever, simply because the quest was kind of to assemble him in the first place. Cool. Let's go do this big crazy side mission for back with a lava pocket.
Captain. It's emitting a very weak docking signal. I almost mislabeled it as normal etheric static. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of...
Alright, let's do it. Time for some sublet salvage. So a hot pocket. A spicy pocket. Lava packet. So it's more than just hat.
Ain't nothing but the void here, Captain. I just as soon leave it cold, dark, and derelict.
Dead sentry. Ham and cheese. What is this ham you'll speak of? Shipping label. 1 case of UDL concussive mines. Signed by Chief of Security. Warning. Contents may have shifted in transit. Warranty is void on any and all detonated mines regardless of cause. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying mines is a fireable offense. Mines are not a company-authorized decoration, pet, or sporting equipment. Mines are not suitable for ingestion. Mines are not eligible for any recycling promotion. Do not purposely stand, sit, or recline on mines. Mines are not your friend. UDL claims no liability for any actions taken or not taken by mines. UDL recognizes that you could have chosen any remote explosives provider. Your commitment guarantees product quality and safety. Quality and safety not guaranteed for many shipments to come. Thank you, and have a pleasant detonation. Amazing. Oh dang, a bunch of red items on my fucking compass. Sealed, huh? Sealed, you say? Alright, I'll bite. What's down here?
They'll never see us.
What's down here, huh? Oh, that's how you get into this sealed room. The one we call Johnny Guitar. A blank UDL keycard. Error, unable to access memory cartridge. Error, terminal pull hour below 5%. Terminal in maintenance mode. Restore power supply to station to resume normal terminal operations. Universal Defense Logistics would like to remind employees that it is in no way responsible for the highly unfortunate but realistically probable case of loss of life in its facilities. So fucking tired but can't fall asleep. Ugh, the worst. I'm sorry to hear that. Would it help if I were to pour myself another glass of gin? Yes, yes it would. Alright. Poor kitty cats. Ugh. Gotta use the rest of this tonic somehow, right? What's the alcohol percent? Whoops. 42%. 42% alcohol. Whew. Mind your head. Low-hanging pipes may be easily damaged by skull impacts. Cost of repair will be docked from pay or assessed to next of kin. Okay, so there's a bunch of hostile robots in here. And what looks like a turret? Oh no, it's a robot. One of the only full-strength slow gins in the world. Start getting above 40, that's when you know it's that good shit. Oh my gosh. Pardon me. Grab all the ammo and shit. Just fucking stuff tucked everywhere. Okay, this door is sealed. So there's two different ways to go. Jesus, these mines are everywhere. I'm guessing the ship was, like, supposed to be unmanned? And that's why they haven't been getting any reply from the ship? Because otherwise, why would there just be these fucking landmines everywhere, right? Like... Oh... Persons in suspended animation. Just heard something in the vent. Like at your house? That sucks. Hopefully it's not something taking refuge from the cold, little mouse or something. We had a squirrel that moved into the vent for our heat pump. I think there may be cats under the house? Why cats? Like, what makes you think it's cats and not anything else? Like mice or... squirrels or... is the way our cats are acting? Oh. Like, maybe that's why... they're being so horny. Because there's cats around trying to get at them. Man, rivers in a dry land. Such a fucking banger. No, the way Saku acts territorial. Oh. What hangs in a man's thigh and wants to poke the hole it's often poked before? Well, it's a key, but, you know, it's an intentionally euphemistic joke. The classic. Too smart? No, I just know archaic stuff.
Dicks!
Wouldn't be surprised if Pan wasn't attracting the local toms. Poor thing. Are you slut-shaming your cat? Engineering section terminal. Modify generator mode normal. Maintenance logs. View status report. Critical issues 1, non-critical issues 2. Yes, I am. She is a little slut. Issue 1. A toilet in the maintenance barracks does not flush. Replacement part ordered. That one's critical. The non-critical issues. Sensors indicate ultraviolet gas is leaking from storage tanks. It's toxic to humans. Admin override. Priority set to non-critical. Management does not utilize the ultraviolet gas tank storage room. Issue 2. Sensors detect that the new laboratory scent air freshener is running low. Work order already exists. It was open 991 days ago.
Oh, I see you have activated your holographic shroud, Captain. Excellent. Becoming indistinguishable from an authentic UDL trooper will prove advantageous to your current situation.
What's wrong with being a slut? A slut that's never been laid before. Indeed, we are mod. Modern Kraus. Hard to read and so tired. Yeah, fair. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a slut. I'm a fan.
Vessel has been tracking our position and
Heard this one? What are the 3 parts of a wood-burning stove? I have not heard that one.
To the station's transmission lines now. I cannot stop.
Rep Pan to my Afghan blankie.
I've been waiting
Have
for
it by
this
me.
day since we tagged your ship in Cascadia, Captain. Wait, who are you? No one told me we had security forces deployed on the station already.
Do con down at least for now. That's good. Lifter, legs, and poker. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, it's like the liquor in the front, poker in the rear. My team's already handled the issue, soldier. Your squad can depart.
Roger that. Just as a precaution, I'm sure you won't mind if we turn on the station security systems. Can't be too
She ain't
careful.
happy, but she's calm.
We'd hate to leave this location undefended after a close call with outlaws.
I already reactivated the automix. Your readout must be on a delay.
That should have been fixed by now. As you say, we'll just head out then. Safe travel, soldier.
That went well. Fuck, I love social skills.
The UDL gunship is undocking from the station. They appear to be departing into space.
Yeah, I ought to try talking more and fighting less. Seems like it saves on ammunition. Nah, that ain't no fun.
Awesome. That went really well. Damn, okay, I can't go through there. Oh, I can go in there now. Nice, so I've got the, like, weird cloaking thing on, which is kind of a cool mechanic. Where, like, I seem like I belong there. Now she's bitching, so I guess time to let her go. Instant yowls. Ugh. That sucks. How long does a cat's heat generally last? Of course morale is low. You gave those PhDs tanks of nuclear scrambling gas and no warm bodies to test it on? What did you think would happen? They can test on each other all day they want, but no one lays a hand on my squad. I'm installing safeguards in case anyone challenges that decree. Ugh. Oh, pardon me. How's it going, David? Have a gummy in a bit, get high and sleep through it? Sounds good. Well, good luck with that. Good evening, morning. Rocks in chat. A week average? Oh no, and it's only been a couple days? You asked that I reach out. I'm doing so. Is something amiss with the team? How's the morale? Their commitment to the project? Once upon a time, there was a princess who trained to be a soldier. While the other princesses got jobs at canneries and counting houses, the soldier squinted down her sights at the firing range and made sure she hit the target every time. Yay! Then one day, a not very nice man offered her a job at an ivory tower far away from her kingdom. The princess could provide for her ailing father, her lovely child, and her goofball husband, but she'd have to stay locked in the tower till the doctors could find a way out. Once she thought better of her choice, the princess applied for early dismissal, but no one listened. The end. I love you, Angelica. Maybe you can write me a better ending? Give your father a hug, tell him I'm missing... Sorry for missing another birthday? Aw, that's sad. Just woke up? Nice. Well, hopefully, hopefully the day is starting off all right. Encode keycard. A transport vessel's been dispatched to HRS 1084. I've taken the liberty of upgrading the sensitive materials containment rating of this asset, which means you're permitted to leave with company-branded consumables, but all personal effects must be left behind. Do not interfere with the tanks. The cleanup crew will dispose of all exhausted assets in time. Anyone who requires ethical correction therapy can speak to a Spacer Corps approved alienist. Personnel files. Jay Guthrie. James is gone and he never said goodbye. I keep telling myself that he wanted me to remember him as he was outside of the tank, or maybe he was just bad at goodbyes. When I saw what was left of him, I wanted to airlock everyone who let it happen. You could have said something, James. We were never short on time. Nothing's keeping me here now. The bits aren't worth it. I've requested a transfer. I get the impression I'm not the only one. And Chief Kimball. Kimball thinks there'll be trouble once the docks run out of warm bodies. If James was around, I know he'd set her straight. Now that he's gone, maybe I could use some convincing too. She showed up next to my bunk last night, so that if anything happened to her, her password was her daughter's name. Hope it never comes to that. Dang. These days, any day where I can go to sleep and not be afraid I'll potentially suffocate is a good day. God damn. Yeah, how is that going, by the way? How is the whole fucking COVID thing progressing? Are you doing okay? It's been like well over a year, right? Oh, that's weird. If I push against this wall, it thinks I'm in the room. Out of the loop. Well, David had COVID quite some time ago, and it's been like long COVID basically, and has been sort of fucking him up for more than a year, I believe, if I remember correctly. Door is barred. The fuck? How am I ever going to... Oh, the other direction. Okay. COVID I fought off and forgot about, but I got a sinus infection last week and it's been rough. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Well, that's new. Yeah, I thought you were getting sort of fucked up by COVID for like ages. First 3 days you went without sleep. Oof. Yeah, your lungs are just getting fucked. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Whoa, keep an eye on the floor.
That's fine. You know. Whatever show Sonnet's been watching has a lot of sex scenes in it. Oh, okay. Probably took 2 months to recover, but I forgot about it. Oh, okay, a couple months. Not as long as I thought. I guess it was probably a month or two after you had it that I think I was talking with you in Augur's channel, and you're still fucked up by it. I'm not surprised Sonnet is watching sex scenes. Yeah, what are the odds? What's the point of... I don't quite understand. The electro floor is online. Okay, now it's offline. Do I want it on? Mama Bear. Kimball came by asking if any of the docs had been around. I told her what I know. It's been quiet. Just ask Alpha. She walked off with a spring in her step. Okay, weird. Then she requisitioned a UDL Electro Floor 3000 from a checkpoint, and a crate of concussion mines. Guess she didn't believe me. Is she preparing for war? She's acting like she knows something the rest of us don't. Seems especially uncomfortable around the docks. Okay. So electrifying the floor doesn't seem particularly valuable. Oh, weird. I'm allowed to be here. Thought those lungs have once caught a 5 to 6 year break, but the rest of my life I've always been sickly. It's usually something to do with my lungs. Oof. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm glad to hear that since I last sort of, you know, since I last heard about the longer term effects of COVID, that's no longer an issue for you. Sucks that there's been other issues though. Now these points of data make a beautiful line. Now we're out of beta, we're releasing on time.
I ever meet the people responsible for this. I'm shooting first, never asking questions.
Subject, Dr. James Guthrie. Current status alive, extremely unstable condition. Stasis setting active. Subject will need extensive nucleon resequencing for any chance of viable extraction. I'm so sorry to end up like this, James. We'll come back for you all and fix this, I swear on it. Please forgive us. Hmm. Dr. Claire Pearsall. Alive, unstable condition. Subject's condition is dire. Make sure resuscitation devices are on hand upon revival. Please hold on, Claire. We almost had it this time, I swear. We'll bring you back. You okay with it? Everyone learns to live one way or the other? Yeah, true enough. You gotta take whatever hand you're dealt. But, you know, sucks. Alive, unstable condition. Subject should not be revived until a method for stabilizing his condition is found. But they've just been, like, cryogenically freezing one person after the next. Oh, I see, up top, up top. There we go. I was wondering where the fuck these bodies were. Gotcha. Hey there. How's it going, Goethe? Personal terminal, Chartrand E. It's been 1,217 days since last login. Modify system access protocols. I just need a hack of 65, huh? Another 10? I remember when I was younger, an elderly woman once told me, you're probably a very healthy boy since you're so tall and strong. I told her everything that plagued me. She felt very sad. Looks at me deceiving a lot of the time. Yeah, totally. Yo ho! How's it going, Jeannie? So I need a hack or stealth stuff on my armor. Hack, stealth. Wait a second, actually, should I trash that armor? .38 defense is actually quite a lot. That might be better than some of the stuff that's equipped to my people right now. So hack. Basically, I need headgear that has a bonus to hack. And then I'm set. Lockpick, that's close. Yeah, what's new and exciting, Jeannie? Hey, Finnegasmo, how are you? What is shaking, y'all? Nice to see so many folks swinging in, saying hey, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool. Boom. Let's just level up. The hell? Hack of 65. I have a hack of 65, don't I? Oh. I didn't click accept. There we go. Boom. I'm good. I just hit my affiliate goals. Oh, that's super exciting. Have you got any big plans for emotes and stuff like that? Sub badges, bit badges? Sort of channel theme in mind? Besides it being the start of my weekend? Hey, that's exciting. Congrats on that. G-Skill got your RAM today. Just waiting for them to make a decision on sending new ones back. Ooh. Very excited. Insert sublight override cartridge. Yeah. Got that remote control access. Project summary. Purpose: biological hybridization and assimilation strategies. Further the chimeric sciences via the targeted modification of human nuclein using strands obtained from Halcyon native fauna. Raptidon. Holy shit, they're putting Raptidon DNA into people? That's fucking intense.
Job done. We can go home to the ship, right? I've been missing Ada fierce.
Chartrand is that scientist, right? From Cascadia?
I've been thinking about emotes, but I know for the sub badges each month will be a different colored Zelda rupee. Oh, nice. I have a set of those if you like. Shoot me a message. I think in my streamer like chat Discord channel, there's a pinned post. I think that's the channel. Stream chat help tips. Yeah, there's a pinned message. No, not that one. Suggestion box. That's what it is. In the suggestion box channel, I have a pinned post that has some badges that I made, and one of them is a bunch of Zelda rupees. If you want. Oh, you actually made some. Oh well, there you go. Well, let me know if you if you also want another choice of ones to use. Unfortunately, a coworker had a stroke as they were leaving for the day. Oh yeah, I saw you mention that in Discord. That sucks. I hope they're all right. Time for some sleep aid. Yeah, get ripped. Been working on them. Nice. Gonna enjoy listening, playing some Switch till I pass out. Sounds good. Well, I'll just keep sipping on this gin and enjoy your switch and pass out. How do you find Outer Worlds so far? I'm really enjoying it. I never finished it. Kind of got too hyped. I got disappointed from some of the aspects and left it halfway through. So I knew nothing about it. I didn't have any hype. I've never seen any gameplay or trailers or anything. I didn't even know what genre of game it was. It's only once I started it that I started learning things like that. Some of the folks involved in New Vegas made it, and all kinds of other little things. And I'm loving it. I really enjoy it. Hey, Hungy. I swear I'm in your Discord, but it's not here. That's all good. I don't know, maybe you left at some point, or maybe you just didn't join. It happens. Do. Switch and chill. Indeed. Your poor horny pussy. Yeah. And drugs.
Hey Rox, be honest. Have you ever done any drugs?
Apparently I wasn't. Yeah, that's all good. Actually, I was hoping it to be more like New Vegas and got kind of disappointed. I don't know, I find it's like New Vegas in space. It's more like New Vegas than any other game I've ever played. Station morale. It's come to my attention that a culture of distrust has soured relations between the research staff and security personnel. Many of you have submitted requests for early dismissal. To the research staff, the importance of your work supersedes any interpersonal conflict. To our security personnel, there will be no early dismissal. You will also notice that your employment contract has no set end date. We can enjoy a discussion of morale and its impact on success metrics once the question of humanity's place in the Halcyon colony is answered. In the meantime, get back to work. Ooh, rip. Rupees are awesome. Yeah, well, let me know if you'd like to use those. I don't know. They're the Wind Waker assets that I like took and cropped and resized, so that they're the right size. So I don't know. I've got a little zip file of them. There's only one other channel I believe that uses them. An Irish streamer that I was hanging out with when they were playing Wind Waker, and I noticed they didn't have sub badges. I hope they're okay as well. They ended up going to a hospital an hour away instead of the one that you can see from work. Weird. Maybe because no MRI machine, but it sucks you had to go that far? Yeah, that's kind of wild. I mean, mechanics are close enough, but the atmosphere of it being in space and the intro made me laugh, and I couldn't take anything in it seriously afterward. Well, I think that's the point, you know, much like Fallout, it's got a lot of humor throughout, which I really enjoy. You know, it's a sci-fi New Vegas. Very similar in a lot of ways. You know, it's got the tactical time dilation instead of VATS, but that's also very, very similar. Armor with skill points attached to it, big variety of weapons. I mean, it's pretty damn close to New Vegas. Yeah, I took the Link to the Past ones and resized, changed the colors of them. Ah, Link to the Past. Nice, nice. Awesome. Those are good ones too. And the reason that I went with ones that had more than 6 to them, yeah, the reason I went with the rupee ones from Wind Waker is that there's also a bunch of different treasure chests that also, like, there's more variety of rupee plus treasure chest, I think, than from most of the Zelda games. So they work well for, like, bit badges, just in case you got, like, you end up with a lot of bit tiers. Give it another shot sometime, thanks to you. Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, I'm totally down for this kind of game, you know. Got a bunch of different companions that you find as you play, and the companions have their own, like, you know, sort of loyalty missions, companion quests. There's also when you go to start, like, when you go to leave your ship or whatever, you know, your main base, I like that there's sort of like a Mass Effect style thing of selecting any 2 companions to bring with you. I don't know, the skill points, perks, all that, very, very, very similar to Mass Effect, or not Mass Effect, but New Vegas. I don't even like Link to the Past. I mean, not that much. Also, Horizon Forbidden West should arrive tomorrow. I can't wait. Oh, nice. Is that the new Horizon? Horizon Zero Dawn 2? Is that out now? Basically just changed the colors to more of the modern Zeldas. Oh, nice. So you got a green, blue, red, purple, silver, gold. Awesome. Yeah, I borrowed the images from the wiki and then cropped them a little bit and then resized them. 3 priority entries. We almost lost Charlie. It was a runaway sequencing shift. Once it started, it kept going, spreading beyond the isolated tissue to a full-blown systemic infiltration. He said it was like every organ was itchy. I told them we'd ice him, freeze him until we could work out how to reverse what had gone wrong. Every time Lore walked by me, she rubbed my shoulders and asked me to take a different reading. They didn't need to be taken, it was just to keep my mind occupied. She's been checking on me every hour since. Huh? I think I just googled Zelda Rupee. Yeah, that works too. It'll be out tomorrow. The retailer I ordered it from delivers it on launch day. Cool. It's exciting. Where'd you order from? It's a good question. We had to put Claire on ice today. She and the others drew straws. Claire lost. The change was slower this time. At first, the resequence stayed within normal parameters, but then it spread again, just like with Charlie. Tomorrow, I'm reaching out to my handler directly. I need some answers. I wonder how Guthrie's doing. I hear symphony music from under his door. This log's being entered by Dr. Fall. I had to prescribe Dr. Chartrand enough sedatives to knock out a primal. Yesterday morning, Dr. Guthrie and I drew straws to decide which of us would be the next test subject. He pulled the short run. No new developments. After all of our sacrifices, it still feels like we're miles away from a breakthrough. Ava hasn't forgiven herself for the losses. Maybe some time away will clear her mind. The board confirmed receipt of my report and transmitted our recall notice. We're just awaiting transport. I wish we could take some time away from the project to clear our heads, but we're not even close to that point. A local Bulgarian retailer. No idea how they time it with their suppliers, but they do it for each pre-order I've done so far. Cool. Outbound comm transcript. Is anyone listening on this frequency? Who is this? I'm the project lead on 1084. I want it station 1084. You have orders to maintain wireless silence until a mission end state is achieved. Executive override. Password antediluvian. What can I do for you, Doctor? The board told me they would deliver my queries about our transcription problem on the Cornelius Vanderbilt. Where are we with that? I'm afraid I can't provide an updated status at this time, Doctor. The assault cruiser should have arrived on Earth by now. My query was addressed to the Chimerical Research Department at George de Hevesy Institute in Budapest. One of my associates will reach out when we have an update. When? Aren't you in contact with the assault cruiser? What happened out there? Station 1084, misuse of this channel is a fireable offense, as is abusing your direct executive override save in cases of emergency. Damn it, this is an emergent... Transmission ends. Crazy, so there was some fucking, wild, unethical, illegal experiments going on in this place. Ooh, 2 bottles of vodka. I'll take it. Yeah, I just realized the armor I'm wearing is actually really, really shitty. It gives me like a decent skill, but it's got like no defense. So I'm gonna switch back to my dialogue one. And then this helm gives tech skills +5, which is good, but like... Actually, I could go sneak attack damage. That's not bad. Grab a little persuade. Handguns. Kind of a shitty one. I'll just sell it. Persuade +5, and these are only persuade +3, so I can yeet these two. I just like basically only want to keep the headgear that's actually of use. By the way, did you see the new 50 gig patch for Cyberpunk 2077? I heard there was a new patch for it. I had no idea it was that big, but that's awesome. Yeah, there's a DLC with a new patch, isn't there? The PS5 one just came out. I just installed it. I game share with my buddy. She bought it when it came out, so I got it free. Hey, that's awesome. I wish the game share was a little bit better. There's a few major qualms I had with it. Nice, so I can just head out of here with no combat. Or I could start fucking blasting everything.
Lethality now reduced.
Oh. Reputation suffers from doing that. Okay. Then let's not. Patch is massive and improves a lot of stuff, plus 4 free DLCs. Yeah, the DLCs make me kind of want to go back and revisit the game. Are they free? They just like threw in the DLCs for everyone's inconvenience, basically? Major problem with it now is it crashes every 10 minutes for me, and NPCs seem to see me through objects and detect me from 2 kilometers away. Oh, well... there's probably going to be a patch for that. Because I doubt that's supposed to happen. RIP. DLCs are free for everyone. That's awesome. That's really good. I don't know. Personally, I like the way that CD Projekt Red handled the severe fuck up from its marketing department. Ugh. Like, insisting that they refund the game on all platforms and, you know, just like, we're super transparent about the timeline on how they were, you know, how and when they were planning on making it playable for consoles.
To send Sam down to the bridge?
Ask Parvati to send Sam to the bridge. Huh. They did improve the knife stealth plays. I can't wait to patch them and for me to dive straight in. Yeah.
Is that a scrap of Ellie's jacket in your midst, Sam? Come see Sam? That was sweet of ya. Here, I was just leaving. I could probably spend years fixing this boat.
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error.
Refill printer paper. Thank you, customer. This area is utterly filthy. All SAM units travel fully assembled in a 12...
Silly. One of the DLCs are customization for the apartment, plus 4 apartments you can buy. Oh, that's cool. Bunch of other places to live. I like that idea.
Welcome back. How can I be of assistance?
Alright. Well, I crushed that mission, so I guess we'll head back to the Groundbreaker, and... That's kind of crazy. So it turns out that this company has been fucking... inserting... raptor DNA into people.
Captain, I was hoping for a word.
I did not favor the idea of being stripped and sold for parts.
So crowd density on the highest setting is what it should be, but it kills the FPS. Ah, that's unfortunate. Are you playing it on console or on PC? Down, 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 down. On a PC with Ryzen 5800 and RTX 3080, this game chokes your 3080 to death. That's weird. I've got a 2070 Super, and I had no problems whatsoever. So the newest patch must just be like kind of busted, and I guess they've got to patch their patch. It runs well, but chokes it. I had like no issues whatsoever. So I would imagine that that's like an accident, an oversight. Because all of my specs are worse than yours. I've got a Ryzen, I think 2600 and an RTX 2070 Super. So both of those are a lot worse than what you've got. So I would imagine that that's a result of the patch.
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain.
Must have found some Automech salvage awaiting new owners.
I'll have those dismantled. You can never be too careful when moving into someone else's territory.
We're pretty much everything maxed out. Oh yeah, that's probably part of it. I play on a much lower resolution. UDL gunship buzzed the station, but I convinced them to back off. Ah, it was an easy job.
Why would they leave an asset like that unprotected? Unless... could the station be a trap? Unlikely. But possibly. One more thing to consider. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured
Runs
that
between
out
50 to 70 FPS, depending. Oh, so it sounds like that works fine. Right? If having your FPS killed is 50 FPS, like that's almost imperceptible. Rare gas in a lab that tested it on people? It couldn't have been a coincidence.
You have an eye for patterns. Good. We need more contractors like you. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know.
The truth about the human tailbone?
I'm thinking more along the lines of the sapient species paradox. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters.
The Sapiens paradox, you think this is about the discovery of intelligent life?
Wrong. I think it's about intelligent life discovering us. Aliens.
I have to lower it to 1080 on medium, though, if I want to stream without stutter. So now I'm debating getting it on my PS5 so I can play and stream without compromise.
And who knows what else.
As much as playing it on the PS5 is not a compromise.
Stop to it.
Yeah, I mean... the specs of your PC, I'm sure, are much better than the PS5. So whatever the default specs are on the PS5, you could just set your PC to those specs, and then I'm sure it would run even better, you know? You could probably set your specs to just above what the PS5 runs it at. Aliens?
Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
This doesn't feel at all right, Captain.
Right. I'm done. I'm officially tuning you out until such time as I hear the words payment and or shooting.
The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
A few.
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside.
When you say aliens, what are we talking about here?
Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't
I
all
think your
been
freezer
replaced.
just broke. Oh, that sucks.
This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch.
I haven't seen any evidence of aliens.
No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep.
How do you know I'm not an alien spy on a mission to silence you?
Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know.
Well, that's comforting.
Probably nothing to worry about, as long as you don't start growing tentacles or slowing down time.
I do one of those two things. I don't know what to make of this, Lilia.
If you don't believe me, go pay a visit to the puppet master who's working against her own kind. Dr. Chartrand
do you have a backup? Do you have like a deep freeze or anything?
Behind the gas experiments. She sold out her species, and I need you to put a bullet through her skull.
I've just gotten spoiled to the core with the accessibility I have to PC parts, apart from GPUs holding insane prices. Pretty much everything else is still within acceptable prices. Okay. I mean, that's a good thing. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, you can, instead of playing it on PS5, like, instead of buying a new copy of the game for the PS5, why not play the copy you already have on your PC and just lower the specs to where you would be playing on the PS5? So it's the exact same thing, but you're not buying a new copy. You could probably even have the specs a little higher than where you would be with the PS5 and have it run even better and more smoothly. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like getting it for the PS5 just seems totally illogical if you have a really good PC. Not doing the joke response. Yeah, I know. It's gonna basically call maintenance about a replacement tomorrow. Oof, that sucks.
She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, she engineered a 0.2% increase in cystipig juiciness. Now she's doing the same thing with humanity. Her fingerprints were all over Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team.
When did Sublight get so principled?
It's cute that you'd think that about me. I just want to add savior of humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets first dibs on alien salvage.
The labs I passed through didn't seem that evil.
Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab.
Where does Chartrand fit into your alien conspiracy theory?
We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks, how much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep. Don't think for too long. I want this business tidied up before anyone starts
want to say that
questions.
This isn't like covered in my contract, but I'm a little bit worried that if I say that,
Let me know
I'll miss out
ready
on
to get your
a mission.
hands dirty, Captain.
Anything about the assault cruiser, Cornelius, whatever?
Not as much as I'd like. The board dispatched it to Earth on a resupply mission, I think. Why?
Did a research query via the cruiser and never heard back.
Interesting. It's possible the board wanted the cruiser to disregard ancillary tasks. But to what end? I'll have someone look into it. But for the moment, we're pissing in the wind and shooting in the dark. Considering how you get around, you'll probably find answers before I do. Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas experiments. Just think of it as salvaging hope from the smoking wreckage of humanity. This is your initiation into a future with sublight. Want a steady position in our ranks? Buy one with a bullet.
What do I get for joining up?
Well, there's your usual fee. What else do you want? A promotion? It's yours. Even better. I'll owe you one.
I'll take the job, I guess.
This key card will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other
I think I'm going
side
to talk to
knows
her
what
instead
you're
of just
doing.
killing her.
Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
I wonder if I can survive a jump off here. Oh no, I think I tried that before and died, actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
Hope you find some good
Okay. So, Byzantium, everything seems to be basically on Byzantium. Except this, Emerald Vale is somewhere I haven't been in a long time, and that's for a companion quest, so let's go do that. Yeah, the freezer's all melted. No, that sucks. When you say a freezer, is it like a deep freeze, or is it like the freezer part of a fridge? Like, where it's like above the fridge, or a drawer below, or whatever, depending on how old or new your fridge is. Ziggy played guitar. So I think Edgewater is where I was just told to go, right? I haven't been to Edgewater in a long time. Freezer part of the fridge. Notice because a pool of water on the floor. Oh no. That's crazy. Does the freezer itself feel like warm or just the same temperature as the fridge, or? So something that could have happened that I've known of it happening before is basically there's like a dial inside the freezer, and that increases or decreases how cold to make the freezer. And it is possible that maybe when putting something into the freezer, it like pushed against that dial and like turned it to the lowest setting, so that it's basically just acting as a fridge instead of a freezer and allowing things to thaw. So that could be something maybe worth investigating.
I don't know what you just did. I like the sound it made.
Could look for the little knob. No dials in the freezer.
I saw that. What do you think you're doing?
I was just leaving.
I don't have time for this. Move along.
Boo. Lowering my rep. Even if it's outside, someone could have pressed it by mistake. Yeah, I don't know of a freezer having the settings on the outside, but I don't know. If it's like newer, like a smart fridge or something like that, I don't really know much about those. Most of my history with fridges has been the kind of fucking fridges that were made in the 70s and put into every apartment building that's ever existed. This wouldn't really make sense for the freezer to stop working, but for the fridge to be fine. To me, at least. Doesn't make sense. I don't know. Happens a lot in your experience. Huh. Wild. Yeah, I've never had that happen. I've had my fridge, like, die. But never just, like, have part of it crap out. Mine's a Bosch regular fridge, and all the controls for fridge and freezer are on top of it. Oh, weird. New to me. Makes sense if they use two separate compressors. One could have gone out while the other could work. Do they use separate compressors, though? That's the part that I find kind of weird. I'm hiding out. Don't want this guy to spot me. In some fridges they do. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Again, my experience with fridges is for like really old, really shitty fridges, so I don't know about these. All these newfangled fridges with all this newfangled technology. I used to have one, but I swapped it out because the compressor for the fridge died, and the one in the freezer was on its way out too.
Would you look at that?
Okay, so I gotta go with Nyoko to way out here, so I guess we'll head to the power plant on the way. Bosch one is as bare bones as it gets. I don't like the new fancy stuff with more failure points on my fridge. I guess. I mean, I'm planning on getting a new fridge at some point. We're gonna be redoing our kitchen at some point soon. I want to get a fridge that has a water filter built into it, so I don't have to be topping up a water filter all the time and having it take up space in the refrigerator itself. And I find most newer fridges have that sort of built into the front, so.
Don't mess with us. Everyone all right?
Oh, I wonder if I can do this. Oh, I bet I could pull this off. Nailed it. I don't have fridges with water filters, or if we do, they're so far out of my price range I never look at them.
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on, her!
I just find that's like newer fridges are all like, you know, 2 big double doors, freezer at the bottom, ice cube maker and water filter at in the door. I find that's like, you know, just the way that most modern fridges are made these days. What freezer's dial is in the fridge? Put it on the coldest and put a temperature gauge inside. Let's hope for the best. Good luck.
Incoming. Perfection.
The fridge and freezer are split down the middle. It's a pretty wide fridge. Oh yeah, I've seen those too. That's a funky design. That style doesn't make as much sense to me. I feel like it's chewing up too much of your fridge's real estate. That's fancy fridges with a lot of failure points that I talked about. Yeah. To me, those features are appealing, so I'm happy to tack them onto my fridge. Because those are all things that I use. Ice and filtered water are 2 things that are
Take a gander.
nice to have.
Rebecca? Huh. Rebecca taught
But
me
also,
this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so as they don't open anymore. But
having ice made in a compartment that's not like sitting in your freezer is nice. Like putting an ice cube tray in your freezer means that like
oh no. What did you do?
You've got to have like a chunk of your freezer just devoted to that. Like they have to be sitting flat because it's water, and then if they sit in there for long enough, then they start taking on the flavor of your freezer, which is just awful.
I'm so sorry.
So I don't know, just overall I find the whole thing is kind of it's a pain in the ass to like have ice, and so to have a fridge that makes it for me is, yeah, I'd be happy to have that happening in its own compartment that doesn't get it tasting like my freezer. And then yeah, same thing with filtered water. The water filter takes up like quite a lot of real estate in the fridge, and so to avoid that would be nice. They're both big bonuses to me. Blowing air in the freezer, so if it's not getting cold, it's a blown compressor. Dang. When might be a good time to pick your brain on chatbots for Twitch? I got a screen name for mine, but I'm not sure where to start. Now, yeah. Ask away. What's up? What are you thinking? This is a perfect time. Companion NPCs in Netherworlds are pretty good. Naoka's my favorite. Yeah, me too. I think she's the best. I also really like Parvati. If it makes sense for you, it makes sense for you. Yeah, totally. I just like having two things that I regularly want, that are kind of a pain in the ass to house in the unit itself, being in a separate compartment. So that's huge for me. Desktop ice maker. Yeah, if we had any space at all, that would be probably a thing to set up. But we've got like fucking no counter space. Kind of sucks. Our kitchen's really small. That's one of the things I want to try and do when we reno the kitchen is I literally want to take out a wall between the dining room and the kitchen so that the kitchen can sprawl into the dining room and we can actually have more space for countertops and shit. Set up Uncle Naked for my chatbot because I don't want to reuse other folks' jokes and stuff. Buttspot's great and all, but I need my own jokes. So Buttspot is like a bot that's already made and that you can just invite to your channel. Creating a brand new chatbot. So if you add Streamlabs chatbot to your channel, then that you get to name because it's a chatbot that you're hosting on your own computer. Thing is, if you haven't really set up Streamlabs chatbot yet, there's an alternative that I would recommend, because Streamlabs kind of sucks, and there is a new piece of software that's like a similar thing, that's apparently better. Like, it's actually updated, maintained, and Streamlabs Chatbot is not. It's basically abandonware. So if you want your own standalone chatbot that you get to name and choose what it does and stuff, fuck, man, what's the name of it? It's Phantom Bot, the one I was looking at? No, it's not the one. Fuck, I have to spend a minute looking for it. I think I've got it on my Discord, but yeah, remind me about that. Not trying to do over the stream. No, it's all good. I mean, yeah, the rails that my stream are on is all about wanting to, you know, interact and hang out and stuff. So I like answering questions. Thank you so much for the redeem there, Musashi. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'll have to look into what the bot name is. Just like Leorin Board, the piece of software that I use to, you know, do things like this, you know, activate filters through channel point redeems. Leorin Board is a little bit dated now, too. So there's a new one called, I believe, streamer.bot that most people are using for the same thing. Of course, Leorin Board also released a Leorin Board version 2. So there's a couple different valid alternatives. Both of which are probably pretty decent. And I haven't migrated quite yet, but you know, that's something that's on my backlog, on my to-do list. But I would probably check out streamer.bot personally. You know, if you're looking to have some triggers happen. It doesn't have to be channel point redeems either. It can be text. Like, you could have it so that if someone types like exclamation mark, you know, anime, that it literally changes you to like an anime, you know, filter and stuff like that. There's a lot of cool shit you can do there. But yeah, as far as a chatbot goes, so the thing that I was going to recommend to you is for your chatbot, generally speaking, the chatbot itself doesn't have any inherent personality, right? With the exception of like Buttsbot, really one of the only ones that like kind of is more meant to like derail things than to like you know, house all your commands and be helpful. The thing that I would recommend doing is, if you're going to set up a chatbot that you host locally, which is the only way that you can do ones that have like sound effects and stuff like that built right in, and I don't know, there's like small perks to being able to host one locally, is you can have it use your streamer account when it you know, answers things. Like for example, when I, you know, type a thing, it's my channel name, you know, it's Rocks on My Dryer that pops up with the response to the different commands. And the big benefit for that is that because it uses your streamer name, your account, it has access to all of the emotes that you have access to. So like, if you want to use the emotes for your own channel, or channels that you know you'll be essentially perpetually subscribed to, then you can have it use, you know, have it borrow from your emote library for its responses to commands. And that's kind of a nice perk of having it use your own account, like the broadcaster account, as your bot. So that's one thing where I'd kind of recommend doing that personally, because it's nice to be able to, you know, to have that. But that said, if you're, you know, if that still doesn't necessarily sway you or sell you, then yeah, you can totally create any account name that you want for it. The emote library is also kind of why I'm thinking I'll just stream under this name. Yeah, exactly. And so having your bot use your account name as well, so it'll just be, you know, it'll be as if you're answering things when someone types like, you know, exclamation mark D&D or whatever, you know, any command you've got, it'll like pop up with your username, and you can use any emotes that you have access to in that. So that's kind of like a nice, you know, a nice perk, I feel. I don't need a bot to drop emotes. I mostly wanted a secured name and a character bot. Yeah, I guess if you set up like a whole bunch of commands that had, I don't know, yeah. I'm not quite sure what you want the bot to do, so I'm not sure I really understand the concept of like a character bot offhand. I mean, the only kind of character bot that I'm familiar with is like, is Buttspot, because it literally jumps in and interjects at random intervals and does a thing. And that's like, there's really very, very, very few bots that have like a call and response kind of thing like that, you know, or like Wendy's Buzzbot, where it literally searches for nouns and replaces them and stuff like that, which is really impressive. You can do so many things. I see people set up Nightbot and Stream Elements for timed messages. Yeah, Nightbot and Stream Elements definitely have timed messages. My Stream Elements has timed messages, like that, you know, message 3 messages ago that has my website being posted. That's a timed message using my chatbot. But those sort of interjected timed messages aren't really customized or personalized necessarily. Like, you could create a whole shitload of them and have like 20 different messages or whatever that, you know, where it cycles through one of them every 5 minutes. But after 2 hours of streaming, you're going to start seeing all the same messages again constantly. And after a month of streaming, 2 months of streaming, you know, I feel like it won't really necessarily feel like a strong personality, you know. It'll, you know, I mean, depending, I mean, maybe you could kind of do something unique with it or change the commands constantly, but it seems like what you want to do would involve doing something like Buttspot, where you've got to like code a bot for like if then kind of responses to stuff, which is like way beyond my skill set. I don't quite know how you would do that. Have you or Sonnet played Animal Crossing? I have never played Animal Crossing, and I'm 98% sure that Sonnet has not either. I don't expect it to be some kind of AI marvel. I just pretty much want my own dumb jokes on a bot. Yeah, totally. Makes sense. Yeah. The other thing is you could do both. You could, if you wanted, you could use a couple of different chat bots. So you could have one for all of your like, you know, unless you just wanted your channel bot to just be sort of silly, so that when someone looks for your, you know, exclamation mark like socials or exclamation mark commands or whatever, that it does kind of have sarcastic replies and stuff like that. But yeah, the only downside to not using your own account for it, which is my preference, is that those messages that it replies with can't have any of your sub emotes in it, unless you like buy subscriptions for your bot, which I've seen people do, which seems insane to me, but that is an option too. Trying to convince him to let Cal play Animal Crossing when she gets a little bit older. Yeah, that's probably gonna take a while. We're starting with the original Nintendo, and then I'm planning on eventually graduating to Super Nintendo. Animal Crossing is not going to be till what, PS1? Very chill and addicting game, kind of like what Minecraft used to be for me. Yeah, I never got into Minecraft either. I'm not really super wild about most games that just kind of go infinitely and, you know, don't really sort of have any story or anything like that. I played Terraria for quite a while, but that was because I had a bunch of friends who played it, and so we all played together on the same server. And then when they stopped playing, I kind of got bored of it too, because I just find games like that don't really grab my interest for very long. I don't think I'm that worried about the emotes. I enjoyed Minecraft, played a lot of it with some mutual friends. That's just it. You know, playing games like that with friends, that's the way to do it. GameCube? I'm pretty sure Animal Crossing... Oh, it's Harvest Moon I'm thinking of that I think was on PlayStation. Right. Okay, GameCube. Yeah, that'll take a while. The world kept getting reset with game updates and it burned me out hard. Yeah, that sucks. That's annoying. It's weird that you can't just have different worlds on different patches, you know? Even though I was born in 92, I grew up playing NES and SNES. My older brother had PlayStation, but told me I couldn't play with it because I might scratch the disc. Yeah, I think starting out with older consoles is beneficial, personally. Nintendo. Yeah, I was thinking of the other one that's like the same kind of game. I play Animal Crossing like an hour or two every day to build my village and buy the stuff I want. Yeah, so I completely quit all games that have any kind of like dailies and like, you know, the sort of thing that you need to kind of come back to every day and put more work into and stuff. I totally got rid of them all. And I feel like I would have a hard time going back to any of them. I build neat things and then they just have to be erased. Just totally wasted my time. Yeah, that sucks. That's really brutal. I did get an N64 for my 8th birthday. That was a big upgrade. That's awesome. I think I was 8 or maybe a little bit older when I got a Super Nintendo. That was like the first console that I owned. Weird that a game update can't be applied to existing worlds. I can totally understand why. But it's weird that you can't just have your existing world just be on that patch, you know? It's not like Minecraft is a massive game. Like, yeah, I feel like it wouldn't really be any issue for that to be an option for you to opt into. Harvest Moon's original team now does a separate game. Right, Harvest Moon, that's the PS1 one, right? Is there a new Harvest Moon, or is it under a different name? You can have different worlds on different patches, though? Oh, okay. Even with a new biome, put in a craftable biome tool to manually update an area or something? Yeah, or just like the world that you already have doesn't have access to that biome, and that's that, right? That's not a big pain in the ass. That was how it was with Terraria, I believe. I don't think there was any point where you lost your world. You just didn't have access to the new stuff they added if you used an old world. Or you did, but like only if it wasn't something that had spawned in already. Like new items would exist if they were dropped by monsters that would keep spawning in your world, if you know what I mean. Oh gosh. Mostly has to do with charges and generation, adding new world items. Gotta get enough time to stream in some weekdays, so I just do my dailies on such days and chill. You can load old maps into new updates, but you would have to go out into areas that have not been previously generated to find the new stuff. Everything that's Harvest Moon is now cheap knockoffs that wear the name, but the original team of Harvest Moon does Story of Seasons. I've never heard of that. We wanted the new biomes in our old world, so we kept having to reset for new stuff. Gotcha, yeah. So it wasn't that the game, like, erased your fucking world. Like, you could have just kept building up and kind of going ham. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. Everyone wants to check out the new content, for sure. That's what keeps the game fresh. I stole a copy of Harvest Moon for the DS when I worked at GameStop. We only kept inventory by scanning the envelopes we kept the games in. Nobody ever checked if the game was actually in there. But I did return it when I was done with it. It's weird that newly explored chunks of an existing world can't just incorporate the new content. Yeah, I guess in Minecraft, if it doesn't actually render parts of the world until you travel there, I guess that makes sense. You could probably do that, in theory. Personally, I just change maps when there's a major update. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Terraria only really had... Like, Terraria had a couple of, like, major fucking updates. Like, massive kind of, adding a ton of content kind of mods. Or not mods, but patches. But I haven't played in several of them. So there's like a lot of content since I've last played. Going from bees straight to caves, cliffs, instead of updating all the in-betweens. Terraria and Don't Starve received crossover updates. That messed with me for a second, because yeah, one of the people I played with was named Dawn. I was like, what? How do you know about Dawn and Terraria? Right, Terraria and Don't Starve received crossover updates. So like content from each game kind of over in the other one? I didn't fall in love with Don't Starve. I've never played Don't Starve. I own it, but I've never played it. Display is faded and the buttons are almost entirely rusted through, but you can still make out bits and pieces of what look like Rebecca's final entries. This keyboard is very sensitive. Sometimes it fires messages. That's all good. Yeah, I was just confused. I love Don't Starve. Yeah, I feel like it's probably a game that I would enjoy. I've never played it. Yeah, they got elements and items from each game into the others. Neat. Can't get anyone to play more than once though. For me, probably my favorite like roguelike kind of survival game that I've played recently was. And even then, it wasn't that recently. It was like a couple of years ago now. Was Death Road to Canada. I really fucking enjoy that style of game. Games that use permadeath mechanics as if it's a form of difficulty, they don't resonate with me. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's its own style of game, right? That's just a roguelike. So if you're not wild about roguelikes, I could see that. But that's like an entire fucking genre that has a lot of games of tons of different like subgenres in it and stuff. There's some amazing roguelikes I've played. I love Don't Starve, but got no one I can play with. Especially if there's an involved development, crafting, etc. system involved. Spent 100+ hours to do the story mode and died 3 times on the final level in the dark. Spoiler alert, final level. Law helped me, but Anderson was right. We never should have taken this contract. I thought Monarch was bad, but this is unbearable. Everyone here is blind or addicted or I don't know what. Towns won't let us walk in without an employment contract. Can't even find someone to let me send a message. For all the capable folk here, we're stuck. Not interested in spending hours scraping together a camp and then fucking dying with nothing to show for it? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't mind that at all. Like Thea the Awakening is that kind of thing. Although you can choose the difficulty settings when you start a new game and select whether you want to be allowed to save or not. Like you can turn on or off kind of the ability to like make a safety save. Remember that's kind of hard coded into Don't Starve together, but you can change the settings to not world wipe. What's the difference between permadeath and then a permadeath that doesn't world wipe? You haven't seen it, so you wouldn't know about the nightmares in this level? No, not at all. It's yeah, just the fact that you mentioned a final level. The joke was that it's not a spoiler. Back home, we had to fight for every meal because there was no meals that you didn't make yourself. Here, there's plenty, but nobody's allowed to give you one. We've been stealing bits and pieces of life from wherever we can. Anderson's about ready to sign up. Offers life in service to Spacer's Choice just so we can take a shower. Clara, I hope to the architect this never reaches you, but on the off chance it does, I want to say I'm sorry. Anderson and I fucked up. We didn't take the contract for the bits. We didn't take it because Primals sounded cool. We took it because we wanted out. There are just better ways I can waste time than a game ripping my progress away from me to start again. I guess so. I think with a lot of games, that's kind of part of the fun, is like you learn the mechanics as you go, figure out how to build things, figure out how to make things. Then when you die, when you go to create a new world, you kind of know how to do that again. You know, you can like, it doesn't really take much time. And then you hit the next kind of like, oh, this is how far I got. Now it's all new again. And you kind of need to learn like the next step and the next stuff to do. I don't mind that at all. Like Adam, Ancient Domains of Mystery, is like a 20-year-old roguelike that is, you know, permadeath. But it's, I think, probably one of the best RPGs I've ever played. It's insane. So like, it's like such a massive world, and there's so many secrets and NPCs and like just cool fucking content in the game. And like every time you die, you're able to just like take all the stuff you learned and be like, oh, okay, now I know like how to get back there. I know, you know, better how to deal with that kind of thing. And so now, you know, when I first started, I struggled to get to like, you know, level 3 or whatever. You know, I'd always be dying in the first dungeons in the game. And now I can play through and pretty regularly get to like, you know, a level 12 character and like start unlocking other unique areas in the game. And I don't know, it's cool. You know, if the game is built around that mechanic, I think that it can still be a very, very good, rewarding game. But I definitely do think that like there's some games that don't do it well, and it really does feel like, holy Christ, I've just got to do that all again. Like if there isn't that much challenge, and then you die to something, and it's just like, oh, like it feels like just a waste of time because you got to just go through that shit again. So it can be kind of a tedious mechanic. Roguelites are kind of nice, like Rogue Legacy, where like when you die, you get to keep you know, or you all the gold that you amassed, you get to spend on upgrades, and then you start again. So your character's always like a little bit stronger or has new powers from the last time that you played. Other people can still play in that world. Because that would make not a permadeath, but you get the option to play a different character. Oh, so you can make a different character in that same world, but like, is your camp and stuff still there? The things you built, or? And don't starve together, it turns to last man standing spectator instead of world wiping if the host dies. Only permadeath if you die in single player. I don't play games for games to think they can punish me. Well, I don't know. Some games, you know, the punishment is like part of the learning curve. Dark Souls, I found, was that way. I found Dark Souls like tilting when I very first played it, and it took me a couple hours for it to like kind of click for me to get it and sort of start enjoying the game. And now I think it's legitimately one of the best series of all time. Some really cool old games. Played Golden Axe the other day, and man, did I get the nostalgia vibes. Golden Axe, is that like a Gauntlet style game? Or is that more of like a 2.5D side scroller? Like a beat 'em up? Challenge me definitely, but there isn't a challenge in permadeath and reset. It's just arbitrarily punitive and a stress factor. Yeah. I mean, yes and no. Like, games that... like, I feel like the sort of... the stress of not wanting to die is part of the game. It creates a lot of exhilaration that wouldn't exist otherwise if you don't have to give a shit about dying, you know? So I think there is some benefit to having a game be permadeath, but like, it has to be a game that's meant for that mechanic and does it well, you know? I don't want to just permanently die in any fucking game, right? If I die in Outer Worlds, I don't want to have to start from the start, right? It doesn't work for like RPGs or for like, you know, there's lots of games that just doesn't make any fucking sense for and would just be tedious. Kind of me in loop here right now. I got my camp pretty well developed, but I can't beat the chapter 1 boss even. Things you built would still be there. Gotcha. Okay, so that's not permadeath. That's just like, it just means you have to, making a new character as part of the death process. Doesn't stress me out in a single player game, but it does in multiplayer. So I've stopped playing StarCraft 2 competitively. Don't Starve Together also has Twitch integration if that's something you're into. Oh, nice. I'm very much into that. Games like Dark Souls and Neo I find more relaxing than multiplayer competition. Golden Axe to 2.5D beat 'em up scroll. Okay. I think I know that game actually. I think I've seen it. Yeah, Twitch integration is something I really enjoy. Is it one of those like things where people can either like spawn in monsters or spawn in food kind of thing, like reward or punish? Demon Souls is really unpleasant. I was cutting through the same dumb dozen skeletons and repeating the same content for an hour at a time just to get to where I died so I could try something new or get fucked again. Not a learning curve, that's just a waste of time. Well, it is a learning curve. It is like I would say that it's, yeah, that's totally a learning curve. That's how all games worked for a very long time, right? Like going back and playing Mega Man, it's that exact same thing, right? You go through, you fight the same enemies, you do this exact same identical platforming. If you die to the boss or if you die to a random enemy, you start back and you have to do it again. And like, so the learning curve is learning where the enemies are, learning how to fight them, and then learning the boss patterns. Like, it's the exact same concept, 100%. Bombard rocks with dogs. Man, I just want my RAM back so I can play Monster Hunter more. Mega Man for one had lives. Yeah, but that's just like, they could have not had lives and given you 3 times as much health and it would have been identical, right? It would have been the exact same thing. It's not really, like, older games had lives, but that was a mechanic that doesn't translate as well to newer games, because when you run out of lives, it's just like a fucking game over with those. So it's like a much harder reset. It's a lot more brutal. I think that games like Dark Souls took that concept of like kind of learning where enemies are, learning the boss patterns, and made it a lot more forgiving than Mega Man. Honestly, like I found that Mega Man was a lot more punishing. I spent hours at a time in Neo and Sekiro to be able to beat some bosses and at all, honing your reflexes and movement reading. Yeah, it's just learning boss patterns and stuff. That's what, you know, Most old games were, but I feel like Mega Man is an especially good example of that, where I feel like Dark Souls is essentially the same type of game as Mega Man, but like with an inventory and leveling system. We're in the hole for hours to try one little bit a different way. Well, I mean, you were if you weren't good enough at it. The one thing about Mega Man, the older Mega Man games, is that the levels were pretty short. But a lot of older games were, you know, like the Ninja Turtles game on NES, I loved. But like once you died, you went back to the start of whatever level you were on. And if you died 4 times, then that was it. You had to restart the game from the beginning, right? Like, I think that Dark Souls took that kind of original Nintendo challenge and made it a little bit more, well, a lot more forgiving. And that's why I like it. It's like, it is an old school style of game, but with like new mechanics and like, and aesthetics and stuff like that. So once I started sort of kind of seeing it that way, like where you just kind of got to learn the enemy's movement, learn the boss patterns and stuff, I think it's, I think they're some of the best games that have been made. Like, it's insane how good they are. It's pretty nuts. That said, Demon's Souls was one I didn't play until after I had played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodborne, and Sekiro. So when I played Demon's Souls, it was like kind of a walk in the park. But the first time I ever played any of those games, it was Dark Souls. And the first few hours of it, I was like, this is fucking stupid. This is annoying. I don't get it. And I quit playing. And then a few months later, a friend of mine recommended Dark Souls to me. And I was like, oh yeah, that game fucking sucks. I beat the first boss. I died. I lost all the experience that I gained from that boss. Like, that's fucking... And he was like, no, trust me. Just like push through, play a little bit further. I swear you'll enjoy it. And then I did. And now I've played all of them. I was stuck all right with a fucking dodgy placement of the knights on the edges in Dark Souls. Forgot the name of the zone. Not sure. You're never in the hole for more than 10 minutes with a failure in Mega Man, though. Yeah, it had short levels, but it's the exact same concept from a design standpoint. Like a speed run of, you know, a Mega Man level and a speed run of like a Dark Souls area from one bonfire to the next are pretty similar. Just each enemy, if you engage with them, they, you know, they take a little bit of time and like thought. They've got more variety of attacks than in Mega Man. But if I were younger, I wouldn't enjoy Dark Souls, Neo, and so on, because I'd be way too impatient. Now that I'm 30, they're kind of in my flow. Yeah, I was playing them when I was in my, I guess, mid-20s. Seriously, having to laboriously retread dozens of dumb mobs to get back to where I was an hour ago in Demon's Souls, try something new or just eat another death. Well, I never found that. When I was playing Demon's Souls, I never found that I would lose that much progress, but, I mean, that's the thing, is you get waypoints all the time, right? There's bonfires in the Dark Souls games, so that's kind of the way that they have checkpoints instead of shorter levels. Even the first Mega Man with no passwords, the entire game's maybe an hour and change. I don't know. I've only played Mega Man 2 and then Mega Man 7 now, right? Or no, I played some of Mega Man 7. I played Mega Man X all the way through. The 2 and X, I think, are the only 2 that I've beaten. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, surely you know what I mean, right? Like the design concept of those games, the sort of I think the idea that they had in mind is very, very similar in both of those games. But I think honestly, like, I don't know, if you went back to Dark Souls, I don't know about Demon's Souls. It is a little bit older. I don't know if it is as good at that thing, but like if you were to go and play Dark Souls for like 3 hours, I think you'd find that the amount of progress you were making was, you know, very much able to justify the time spent playing the game. Anne Orlando? Is that about Anne Orlando? I mean, I grew up with bad Nintendo games. I just don't think it's comparable when Demon's Souls, for instance, had decades later to double down on being mean, pretending it's difficulty. Well, it is difficulty, though. It is a thing that you get better at. Like, the more you play Dark Souls, that's why people play Dark Souls, like, with a level 1 character never leveling up, or they play through the entire game with like a broken sword that does no damage at the start, because or they do hitless runs where they never get hit, or damageless runs where they never take damage, because once you play the games, like the more you play them, the better you get at them. Just like objectively speaking, that is how those games work. So it is a difficulty curve. Whether there's some games that are just sort of intentionally punishing for no real reason, but Dark Souls, the curve of those games is quite good. As I say, I don't know if Demon's Souls did it as well, right? That was kind of like the beta for the Dark Souls games, so I can't speak to that necessarily, but the Dark Souls games, I think, do a really, really good job of their difficulty curve. Unless you're doing a bonfire-less run. Yeah, there's a million different types of runs, because people want to keep going back and playing them and keep finding ways to make them challenging again once they have gotten that skill set down and they've gotten to a point where they can destroy the games, you know? Forgot Demon's Souls is on PS5. I haven't forgotten that. It's the same game, though, right? It is a remake of like a game that I don't know. I can't speak to how much time is lost with each death on Demon's Souls. I can't speak to how good that cost benefit of playing it is if you're looking to not lose a ton of progress when you die. But I can say, I would say Dark Souls 3 is probably the most forgiving of all of the Dark Souls games. Like Dark Souls 3 probably has the most bonfires and is like a little bit easier than the other Souls games. So that might be kind of one of the better ones for not wanting to like have to retread too much territory with each death. I'd probably do Demon's Souls before Dark Souls 2. I got both games, but no time to start them. Both great games. Yo, Cutter Bjornen, how are you? Welcome to the stream. I've been trying to finish Dark Souls Remake for 4 years. Damn, how much time have you been putting into it? 4 years. I mean, not every day, right? I don't know about Dark Souls, but I know Demon's Souls will never appeal to me. It feels bad. I found, so every single Dark Souls game has kind of like weird mechanics that aren't really adequately explained. That is kind of one of the weird things about the, just the dev being so mysterious about the mechanics and stuff. In Demon's Souls, one of those mechanics was like a dark light thing that was kind of weird and hard to understand. And in all the games, also leveling is a thing where like deciding what attribute to put points to is incredibly important, and yet that's a thing that's never adequately explained. So that's like, Dark Souls is one of those games where the main thing I would recommend is like having someone, like following someone's recommendation on leveling and like sort of figuring out like if you put stats into the wrong skills or the wrong abilities or whatever, the wrong attributes, they're basically being wasted, which is kind of insane. That's the only part of those games that is like really weird, and something they haven't really fixed as they've gone from one game to the next in the Dark Souls series. Like they haven't adequately explained what those attributes are, and they continue to have stats that are essentially completely useless for your average first playthrough. So that is the one biggest criticism I have of those games. So anytime that someone is like streaming a blind playthrough, that's like one of the things I try and check is like, hey, do you know what the attributes do? Because if not, you're gonna have a bad time. Done a hitless run of Dark Souls 2. Nice. You should have seen me restarting Sonic levels and Sonic Generations and Unleashed to get those S ranks. There's so many things that can go wrong when you go with such speed. I love Sonic and the challenge kick I get from some levels. Yeah, I'm on the fence about Sonic. I really enjoyed those games when I was a kid. Sonic, like 1, 2, and 3. And I haven't really enjoyed any Sonic games since. And even going back to them, I find them not super engaging. You'll start Dark Souls 3 instead of 1? Yeah, you could do. Pick a stat and just dump everything in it, or ignore and just dump an HP. Well, no, don't pick a stat. Pick strength or dexterity and dump everything into it, and into hit points, and into stamina. So basically, you're going to level up 3 skills. But if you put everything into attunement, you've done nothing with your character. No progress has been made. Nothing has been increased. And if you're playing just a normal playthrough where you know, the first playthrough for pretty much anyone is going to go with like a sword or whatever. It's not going to affect your damage or survivability or anything, right? So you do really have to think, you have to kind of know that some attributes are going to be useless or that some are only for spell casting. And that's like a really important fucking thing to know when you're playing Dark Souls. You about 10 to 15 tries to get an S+ rank on the Sonic crossover quest in Monster Hunter has a Sonic crossover. I haven't really played Sonic games all that much. Bloodborne, for as much as I hated some stuff in it, is my most interactive game I had on stream. I really enjoyed interacting with people and getting tips from them. Yeah, the Soulsborne series in general, I find like that was what I started streaming, and I found that the community on Twitch of Soulsborne people are really excited about the game and love to see first playthroughs and stuff like that. So that was like a really cool way to like grow my stream right at the start. I found was the Souls games. We have 3 to 4 hours every other week, skipping summer. I try really hard the first hours, then after 2 to 3 I get irritated, start watching guides on YouTube. And when it works for them but not me, I rage quit and play something else. Oh, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I found it took me probably 4 or 5 hours of playing Dark Souls, maybe a little less than that, but like to really kind of like get it and understand the challenge. And like and the first time I played, I didn't understand leveling. I just kind of leveled at random, and then I was finding it really challenging, and I looked up like leveling guides and realized like, oh, like you need to increase like strength or dex and like kind of stick to one and like some hit points and stuff like that. So it like I didn't really understand leveling at first. So yeah, that's kind of one thing that is a kind of annoying aspect of the game, especially for a first playthrough. Stats really don't matter in Dark Souls. They do when you're first starting. They do massively when you're first starting. Yeah, when you're doing hitless runs and stuff like that, they don't matter. But that's after you've played hundreds of hours or whatever. There's an amazing 2D Souls-like game called Morbid: The Seven Acolytes. And it has amazing dark and gory art, great gameplay bosses and story. I've never heard of it. It'll feel such an accomplishment if you finish it someday, though. Yeah, it feels really amazing. Every boss feels so good, because it's like, you do have to kind of take a few attempts at them all, and you learn more each time you go. And they're so big and epic and like crazy seeming, you know, generally. Like, it is really satisfying. Gotten some kids now, maybe they'll finish it for me. There you go. Like if you do the challenge, don't do it for the other people, do it for yourself because you like it and feel great. Yeah, I don't know. I think Dark Souls games have really nailed taking what Nintendo, you know, and kind of early games and stuff did in terms of like having to redo areas, learning where the enemies are and learning attacks that the enemies are doing. And they just kind of updated it and turned it into like a fucking 3D dark, gritty experience with like really awesome twisted art and stuff. I love it. But yeah, it took me a while to get into it for sure. A big learning curve on it. Monarch's a living hell. We're sick of getting sick. Boiled Raptidon and stinking like sulfur no matter how hard you scrub. Fighting day in and day out. We're exhausted. Thought we could use the contract money to find a place here, settle down, but this place ain't any better. It's just different. We're starving all the same. We never should have left. I just thought maybe we could do better. I miss you, kid. Marauders at the door. Anderson's bled out. I'm on my way. I won't let them get me. Not alive anyway. I've seen what those monsters do. Jesus, that's dark as hell. So that's
Bitch! They were all set to abandon us.
Nyoka's fucking
what would Clara say, huh?
Friends.
Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Ugh. Or to leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
Dang. I love Sonic. He's my fave character of all time, along with Zack Fair from FF7. I don't know the character. I never played FF7. And Nathan Drake from Uncharted. Interesting. What a motley assortment of characters. Yeah, I know there's like a huge number of people
At least I know.
They're like massive fans of the Sonic character, but I never really got super into him. When I was a kid, I really liked Sonic. I watched the cartoon and stuff like that, but
still fighting to get back home.
I
think
I never played any of the games after like the Sega
she
Genesis.
Still alive now. It'd break her to know the truth.
Hmm.
Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring
There's
out
a cartoon? Yeah, it was just called like Sonic the Hedgehog or something like that. The opening theme song was in the Hall of the Mountain King. Bum 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 bum. That was, I believe, the first cartoon, the first Sonic cartoon. Yeah, there's been a ton of different animated series and stuff. I guess you could call them cartoons. I think most of them were like kind of CG-ish type shows. I guess those are still animated series at least. But the original one was like a cartoon. Yeah, like explained where Tails got his name and stuff like that. It was good. I really enjoyed it when I was growing up. I'd like set my alarm for 6 in the morning so I could wake up early and watch it. Grew up on Dreamcast Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Yeah, I never had a Dreamcast, and now that I've gone back and tried to play some of those games, I found they were really tough to play. Like super, super long loading times and like really glitchy games, but I imagine if that's like the games you grew up on, then that's, you know, there's a lot of nostalgia for it. Also respect Sega for trying so many different things with the character and not pushing their fans for doing fan games. And Nintendo, once they find a winning formula, they stick with it for maximum cash flow. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, case in point, especially Pokemon. Yeah, I guess so. I think they've tried a lot of different things with Mario. They've actually gotten super experimental with Mario, right? They've got like Mario Paint was incredibly experimental. Mario Golf, you know, Mario Kart. I mean, they've really pushed the envelope with Mario. Sonic had Sonic Spinball, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a really interesting take on like this sort of pinball thing. Yeah, Mario RPG is an amazing game. One of my favorite games, honestly. So that's sort of a maybe not the best example, but yeah, Zelda, absolutely. Zelda and Pokemon, very samey for a very long time. You up at 6 a.m.? Yeah, pretty much. No, I set an alarm for that time. I was like 12. I still had energy. There's 7 different cartoon series, and the newest is set to air this year. Crazy. You know where the name Hush Puppies came from? No. Cartoons I've watched were Sonic, Sonic Underground, and Sonic X, and Sonic X is by far the best for me. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Was the first Sonic, was that the one that was like animated? Like the... like... seemed like a sort of hand-drawn animation kind of thing. That had like In the Hall of the Mountain King as the theme song, or is it a different one? Because the first Sonic show that most people know of is a very different thing that had like a big cast of characters, and the one that I'm familiar with basically just had Sonic and Tails and Dr. Robotnik. And a lot of people haven't heard of that one for some reason. Might be a Mario RPG 2 in development. Yeah, but doesn't Square Enix own a bunch of Mario RPG? Like, I feel like that's unlikely to happen. Mario the movie. That's a thing. The Mario TV show, that was a big thing. It was like a variety show. Mario RPG is like Halo platforming game. Oh, just like because it's like a big change of genre. They broke out of the pattern out of necessity, though. I do not like Mario, but I love Luigi, if it makes sense. When the Themo was the original one? Okay, cool. Only 2 of them are CGI. Oh, okay. Those must be the ones that I've seen, like, I imagine, like, so I feel like there's one Mario show that people think of when they think of Mario. That has, like, female characters in it, for example, which wasn't in the very first original show. Like, there was basically no characters in the first one. So, like, I feel like there's, like, a big cast of characters, and, you know, it's, like, more of a show that has some lasting power. And I think that it's a CG show. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Mario broke out of the mold really, really fast. Like, it did really, really different things right away. You know, Mario 1 was like, you know, basic platforming. Mario 2 was like, they literally bought a different game with completely different mechanics, Doki Doki, and you got to like choose your character going into the levels. It had totally different mechanics, pulling shit out of the ground to throw it. Mario 3 had like an overworld. Again, a totally new, unique thing that none of the other games had. Then, like, yeah, then you get Super Mario World. And that, granted, that wasn't that different. Again, it was an overworld, you know, a few new power-ups and stuff like that. Yoshi, not that different, I will admit. But then Mario RPG, completely different. And in there somewhere, Super Mario Kart and Mario Tennis and Mario Golf and all those sorts of things. So, like, they really got very different and broke the mold, I think, like, really early on. Because it was their flagship, just like Sonic was the flagship of Sega. So they were able to experiment. They could justify that because there's built-in fans. So they were allowed to kind of like fuck around and find out, you know? Escaping slaves used to throw fried balls of cornmeal to distract the dogs tracking them. That's the name Hush Puppies. Interesting. I asked my dad for my first Nintendo 8-bit game in 1990. For Mario, he got me Dr. Mario. That's just a version of Tetris. He was so proud. I never said anything. I just got good at Tetris. Yeah, Dr. Mario, again, really switching it up. The maker of Super Mario RPG made a big announcement recently that he wants Mario RPG 2 to be the final Mario game he develops. I mean, that's cool, but I suspect that that's impossible. So it's like, I think that, you know, that's a cool announcement to be like, you know, or whatever it was, a tweet, or I'm not sure what the form of it was, but it's cool for them to be like, yeah, I want to make Mario RPG 2. I think that'd be a good grand finale or whatever, but I don't know if that's like an announcement that the game will be happening. I would be very surprised if that were the case. Happily so. That would be amazing. The first series was mostly Sonic Tales. Yeah, totally. I remember it being like pretty simple. But I enjoyed it. I've watched Sonic Boom 2, but I feel like a lot of it's hit and miss. I love how some characters develop, but I hated how they made Knuckles be a dumb muscles brain dude. A muscle brain. I'm not familiar with it, really. I never watched any of the other ones. I just know that they're really, really popular in the sort of Sonic fandom, which has, like, a surprisingly big fandom. Second series has more characters? Okay, cool. Hush Puppies? There's no way that's true. Well, that it's related to cornmeal being thrown to distract dogs. Hush Puppies are like slippers, aren't they? Isn't that right? Yo, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Rocks! Hopefully you didn't show up for the exciting Outer Worlds gameplay. Why is it surprising? I hate Mario, but I never say his fandom's surprisingly big. I just mean surprising because there's been so few Mario games, like, or Sonic games, I mean to say. Like, there's been Mario games, several of them for every Nintendo generation, but like Sonic has been added to Smash Bros, and he kind of appears here and there, and his IP is used here and there, but it's sort of like I'm surprised that the Sonic fandom is so big compared to, say, Star Fox, which is another one where it's like, there's like a handful of games and there hasn't been a new one in a while, and it's just, you know, it's just impressive that Sonic has such a big fandom, and like, you know, is sort of one of the biggest, I think, kind of like fetish fandoms as well, with like, you know, it's just weird. It just seems like an odd IP for a lot of people to have chosen to be that thing for them, you know? It's just funky for me. Someone believing stuff they read on Wikipedia. Wikipedia is not a bad source for a lot of info. I don't know. I just I'm intrigued by the concept of the Hush Puppy thing. You go make an Irish coffee. Nice. Sonic Underground was a what if Dr. Robotnik actually took over and Sonic had 2 siblings and they were in a band but built off the first 2 series. Sonic Underground, that was the one that was really popular, right? That's the one that kind of like really took off, and people constantly, even today, like turn clips and parts of it into memes and stuff like that. Because Sonic Underground rings a bell. Underground is the worst received. Oh, okay. Well then, I don't know why I know of it. Which one has the theme song that's like really well known? Or is that from one of the games? There's like a Sonic theme that, like racing around at the speed of sound. Hasn't been, yes there has. For which? What I originally loved about Sonic and still love is his cool attitude and sense of speed. Sonic X. Gotcha. Oh, Duck Funker. Right, right. We could do, actually, doing a Stream Raiders battle. It's not a bad idea, eh? Get some of those going on. Let's do it. I forgot about about Stream Raiders, let me just say. Yeah, actually, the fact that you claimed a reward is perfect, because this next battle is a 200 gold reward, so there you go. I'm supposed to place tanks. Let's do it. Do. Let's go! Minigame time. Is Sonic X a show or a game? Or, oh, that's the show that was popular that you're talking about. Sonic Adventure 2 game? Racing around the speed of sound is for OST from Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, so it's from a game. Interesting. Cool. Never realized how handsome you are. Well, I mean, can't you tell? It's, I've had some work done. Sonic Adventure 2, eh? Okay. 2, not 23? God forbid there were 23 adventure games. But they're pretty old now, right? The Sonic games that were the most popular? Sonic Adventure 12 was my personal favorite. I like the turn into surrealism. The handsomest. What's shaking, Duck Funker? How you doing this evening? What's new and exciting? He's got an amazing butt. Who? Only ever played CD. CD. I'm not sure what that means either. I should probably go ahead and actually choose some dialogue options
Not
here.
unless you happen to be familiar with the ins and outs of Mannequin behavioral
Thank you so much,
patterns.
Hungy, for the
I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals.
for the
but I hear
cameo.
they're all over
Spending
Scylla.
your channel points.
Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm
I can
sure
get
they've
Sonic
got
06 on my shelf, and I have to play it soon. It's going to be my first time, and it's going to be a train wreck, and I'm excited. Wasn't Sonic 06 the one that's considered one of the worst of the entire Sonic canon? A game that's got incredibly long loading times and super glitchy. Ah, Sonic CD is the name of a game. I see. I get it now. I understand. All right. What are we supposed to do? Get some glands, eh? Oh, and Scylla. Alright, so I think every single one of my quests is on other planets now. Finally. Let's do it. Let's head off to one of these spots. EO6 is considered the worst, but I love some aspects of it without even playing it. Not a whole lot. Ordered a Greek salad from a restaurant. They sent the salad dressing on the side, which was a really good thing because the sauce has really gone off. Oh no. I'm eating the Greek salad without any dressing. Ugh. Are you at home? You don't have any salad dressing in your fridge? How can one not have anything to throw on a fucking salad? I can't imagine eating a dry salad. Ah, thank you once again for the cameo there. Oh, 2D side-scrolling Sonic. Excellent. Yeah, that sounds like my kind of jam. I've tried a couple of the 3D games, and I found they were just kind of a little bit of a clusterfuck.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Let's go and eavesdrop on their conversation. We'll see how I feel after playing it. Indeed. The Kermit is stellar. Why, thank you. I appreciate that. Yay. Kermit for the win. I'm a degenerate. My fridge hasn't had anything edible in it for weeks. Yeah, but like sauces, you know?
You watched the big finale, but
what fridge doesn't have, you know,
finally took down the chief of the
ketchup
savages with a guest appearance
and
from the Masked Marketeer.
maybe a salad dressing or two?
Gosh, I wish you'd waited for me.
You know, just some random bullshit that never expires. Yours. Well, there we go. I guess that's answered.
Ship's starting to feel like home.
The 3D games are a clusterfuck, but a good kind of clusterfuck in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, I found them kind of a challenge, but I just like went to a buddy's place, someone who is super into Sonic, and hanging at his place.
Can we talk?
You know, he basically
So,
recommended that I play a bit of it
straight
because
into
it was like,
Byzantium and
you know, his
acquire
favorite
some
game,
rare
and I think it
chemicals
was
right
Sonic
under the
06
board's
actually.
nose?
I was just like, man, this
I
is like
sure hope you
a little bit
negotiate
rough.
for a raise with this
I found it hard to get into. Like, I imagine maybe if you really love Sonic, then it's worth getting into, but they didn't feel like just sort of good games on their own, you know? But, you know, that's a pretty snap kind of judgment, I guess. A snap kind of opinion, because I haven't played very much of them, so. Freezer's back down to 0. Hey, that's good. Freezer's kicked back in. Yay. Negotiation for a raise. Why do you say that?
Ever notice how his job gets bigger and more dangerous every time he calls in? He's asking a lot, Captain.
You're not wrong.
Makes me wonder what your angle is.
That's again why I like Sega, because they have their moments, but do mostly experimental games. Yeah, I guess so. There was like a handful of Sega games that I enjoyed, but I did find that they weren't. I can see why they kind of fell off. You know, I feel like they didn't produce very many like really, really amazing games. So it was kind of, I imagine, tough for them to thrive in the market. You know. Next Sonic game is going to be open world, and if they execute it well, it could be a big hit. Yeah, totally. They could have their own like Breath of the Wild. I think that one of the failings of Sonic in general, when it comes to a 3D space, is simply that areas outside of where you can see need time to render, no matter what, right? No matter what you're on, whether it's PC or like a newer console like a Switch or whatever, you do have to allow some things to render, and Sonic's whole thing is that he goes really fucking fast. And so that makes it really hard to load very much in. So either you have to have a world that has very little in it so that you don't have to render too much, or, I mean, that's kind of it. That's kind of your only option. Or you make it so he doesn't go that fast. And then, so it's kind of like, I feel like people are going to be pissed either way. You know, that's kind of, they've kind of written themselves into a box with the fact that it's a character that just travels a little bit too fast, you know? Like the 2D platforming games, even on Sega, like the camera couldn't keep up to Sonic if you really got going, so you had to know the level because you can't react if you're off the screen and can't see anything in front of you, you know? So it's kind of like, that's always been the biggest downside of Sonic, I feel, is that just the very nature of Sonic himself doesn't really allow a video game to like, to do what it wants to do with him. I decided to take an interesting take on the Irish coffee. I did my coffee with some Bushmills Black Bush whiskey. Hey, I've got some of that. Just over, yeah, I think. And instead of putting a half-inch layer of slightly whipped heavy cream, I used my espresso maker to froth up some Baileys and put that as a top layer. Ooh, ow. That sounds like it could be good. I'll have to keep an eye on it for further defrosting. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't want another big puddle, right? Sonic's failing is it's not Mario. I don't know. I think Sonic's design and everything, like aesthetics and personality and all that, like those are all a success. Just his core mechanic of going really, really fast is something that doesn't work for games, really, you know? That's why all the games either end up having tons and tons of load times and loading areas and shit like that, or they have to be like really, really small and structured and not have much in them. They do not, at least not in the recent games. They have SSDs now, so it should get rid of that as a potential problem with the loadings even further. It should help, but certainly things have to spawn. Especially on console, you know? That's kind of a thing. Surprise drink. Oh god, another thing after I finish my gin? Oh, like, any open world game, Outer Worlds that I'm playing right now, for example, you know, sometimes you like go to an area and you can kind of see things popping in and spawning. And that's even like in a newer open world game, you know? I feel like it's kind of always going to be an issue. We have an ice tray. Shot glass, something that can hold water. What is a surprise drink? Yeah, I have no idea. I pour a drink and throw it in his face when he forgets it's a thing. Or, you know, you pick a drink at random, and then that's a surprise. And it doesn't even have to be thrown in my face. You know, maybe. I don't think Sonnet's hearing what I'm saying. Checked out. So, never mind. I was just saying a surprise drink could be a thing that you select. That would make it a surprise. Even without being thrown in my face, it could be a potential surprise. Something that can hold water. No one has things that hold water. That's crazy. R and C rift apart is a pretty good example of what can be done with super high speed SSDs. I've never heard of that. Oh, Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I don't know. I found I haven't played the new Ratchet and Clank, so I have no idea. I haven't seen it or played it or anything. I have no idea.
I guess the best kind of
Bartender's choice.
Close your eyes. And it for you.
How about I just don't pay a lot of attention to what you're doing?
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
I think Phineas is trying to do good for the colony. He rescued me.
That's one way of looking at it. Another is that he pulled you out of hibernation without your say-so and got you to do his dirty work. Besides, none of this is your mess, so why go dirtying your hands with it?
If Halcyon goes down, we all do, right?
Guess I hadn't looked at it that way. Still, Phineas isn't your only option. The board's put a bounty on his head, and they've got more than enough bits to pay it.
Mm-hmm. Do I mix it with something?
But they know how to take care of their people, the ones at the top.
You poured a lot of a spirit.
Yep.
A strong spirit, like this is, you know, definitely 35% or higher. It's tasty, but it's very strong.
What is it?
Oh no, it's really citrusy. Something really strong and citrusy. So, that's my answer.
I can smell the citrus.
Yeah, it smells strong. It's pretty intense.
You know what it smells like?
Not exactly something I can get drunk with.
Pineapple.
Pineapple? Was it the pineapple rum thing?
Correct.
You have a shot glass or something that can hold water, but large enough opening for a coin. Freeze water in container, then place coin or something similar that'll sink in water. Help monitor defrost when you aren't able to check often. Got a recording thermostat. Well, there you go. Silver lining of me being sick and being able to sleep as I get to watch more Roxa streams. Hey, I appreciate that. You're too kind, David. Yeah, not being able to sleep. I figured that's what you meant. Yeah. Or maybe, you know, maybe you're able to sleep and therefore you're on a more normal schedule and therefore able to catch my streams. I don't know. I got no love for the corporations, but they know how to take care of their people. The ones at the top. Ugh. The board's corrupt.
Everyone is. The board just pays the best. I know you want to save the day, but don't forget to look after yourself. No one else out here's going to.
Thanks for the advice,
Don't
I guess.
mention it. Just speaking from experience.
A little bit worried that she's going to be a narc.
Anything else? I'm a surgeon. Not much else to know, Captain. Even the bribes are...
Alright, so we're heading to Byzantium. So Ellie wants to be taken to Byzantium. Parvati wants to go to Byzantium. Okay, Ellie and Parvati want to go there. Done. Let's do it. Fancy. It is fancy. Literally called extra fancy pineapple rum. Sorry, what did you say about something? I was catching up on chat. Okay. Yeah, I thought there was something else you were doing during. Thank you. You slept through the last 3 days. Holy jeez. With my normal sleep schedule, I usually get the last 1 hour of your stream. On some rare occasions, when you started later or stream for long periods of time, I can catch more in an hour. Yeah, I find that's the way for most of folks that are in EU. Like Augers, it's kind of the same thing. He usually swings by around the time that I'm wrapping up. I used to go a lot later. But it's just become harder and harder to do that. Oh, okay. Everything's owned here, hey? Dang. Landing pad discovered. I wonder if you could actually whip Baileys into whipped cream. To take mini artisanal pineapples and soak an aged rum in them and then strain out any solids. No sugar added, but really fun and fruity without sugar.
Okay.
Cold enough outside still. If the freezer does fail again, I can just stick it all outside. Oh, that's good. Nice to have options.
You did it.
The fuck was that sound? Whoa. I see. So maybe don't steal too much because there's things wandering around.
Are you still tinkering with that?
It's not gonna fix itself.
Don't we have repair drones for that kind of thing?
This was a repair drone.
Don't we have repair drones? This was a repair drone. Oof. Brutal. So things are falling apart here. To know. I mean the recording thermometer Hungary has, but that too. I'm gonna see if I can with my stand mixer. Who says you need to add whipping cream to Bailey's for it to whip into whipped cream? At that point I feel the alcohol content is too low. Might as well just make regular whipped cream.
Do you mind? I'm meeting someone.
Yeah, Phineas sent me.
Shh. No names, okay? The Phoenix is a wanted man and the board has eyes everywhere in Byzantium.
The Phoenix?
Yeah. That's my codename for... you know. Our mutual friend.
What's your code name?
Oh. I'm Golden Eagle.
Do I have a code name?
Yeah. I named you Cuckoo.
The flavor of Bailey's would be nice on some desserts? Oh yeah, totally. 1 cup heavy whipping cream, 3 tablespoons confectioner's sugar, 2 ounces Irish cream liquor to taste. I can see that being tasty. No way, I'm Golden Eagle. You can be Cuckoo.
That doesn't even make... Fine. Fine.
Does this mean I'm supposed to have one too? Fine, but make it a really good one.
Let's go with... Rufus Hummingbird.
Forget it. Codenames are for amateurs anyway.
Too late. I've already marked it off. Can't just go reassigning codenames.
Oh, can I be chicken? Because chickens will adopt any critter's baby and keep them warm.
That's adorable.
You sure you don't want to be Raven? Or Sparrowhawk?
Aw.
Okay. Chicken it is. Anyway, you're looking to make contact with Minister... Magpie, right? I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded.
How'd you get involved with all this anyway?
I've always been fascinated by birds. If you ever research Earth species, there are thousands of them, so colorful and distinct.
Here we got 11 flavors of terror rays and not much else. That kind of variety? I mean, gosh. Seems almost impossible.
That chicken line made me think of
The other
Lyra.
thing about birds, though, is their environmental indicators.
I thought that was really cute. When they die off, it's a sign that something's wrong.
Exactly.
You're very...
I started thinking about everything we see around Halcyon, and all the things we don't see.
Like what?
For starters, you rarely come across anyone living in Byzantium who wasn't born here, even though we get ships in all the time.
Trust me, anyone with a lick of sense gets out of here as soon as possible.
But most people don't. In fact, most people stay exactly where they start. Doesn't that seem strange to you?
Sure.
And then there's the way nothing gets fixed. There used to be a suggestion box around here. People would drop ideas in. Nothing ever came of them, of course. Sure, that part is. That's why they install shredders in those boxes, after all. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can imagine how messy things got.
I bet your repair folks couldn't find parts. Back in Edgewater, I'd have to take something apart just to put another thing back together.
Might have been the paperwork. Here, you have to append forms to your forms, and law help you if there's a single dash out of place.
I was thinking just dump Bailey's into my stand mixer and see what happens. I mean, you'll have to add something, right? To, like, thicken it enough?
At first, management put up an out-of-order sign, but that just seemed to worry people, like they were advertising something wasn't working. They eventually took the whole suggestion box sign down so that people didn't have any expectations about it. But they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you?
You asked me, the suggestion box is pretty useless to begin with.
I don't know how else people are supposed to complain about things they can't change, but that's not the point. The whole episode made me wonder, if they can't fix something as simple as a suggestion box, what else aren't they fixing? After a while, I got connected with our mutual friend and started using my position here to feed him information when I could. That's it, really.
Can you get me into the Minister's estate?
Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. I just provide intelligence.
What can you... It's debatable. What can you tell me?
Some of the guards hang
That's
around Billingsley's
brutal.
House of Inebriation between shifts.
That place is still open? I used to study there during medical school.
Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key while nobody's looking.
That's theft, not reconnaissance.
Whatever. I'm better with bird terms.
Somewhere to get him less protected?
Afraid not. He almost never leaves his home, and his guards never leave him.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of doors. I mean, can you even count how many times we've been shot at?
Fair.
What work specialists, huh? Our mutual friend is really branching out.
Well, we've got
Good
some
hunting,
work to
Golden
do
Eagle.
now. Feel bad for your viewers whenever you raid me. Feel like I bore them to death and just stay at obligation for you. No, that's how every raid is, really. I don't know. Anytime that I get raided, you know, I find maybe 1 or 2 people will like hang out and engage and stuff, but yeah, for the most part, anytime a raid happens, everyone's just like, you know, all right, off to the channels that I know already. That's just normal. I love coffee with alcohol. It really warms you up inside. I don't drink coffee, but I do like how alcohol warms you up inside. That's the thing. But I can't find a definitive yes, no on whipping pure Baileys. Just additive recipes. But I did find one for Bailey's pudding. Well, there's no way you can whip up something that's not thick, right? Like, how? I don't think that's possible. I did find, yeah, Bailey's pudding. That sounds intense. You just not do caffeine, or you just don't like coffee? I don't do much in the way of caffeine. I mean, I like a tea, and a tea that has caffeine in it isn't that bad. But like coffee, just straight up like a cup of coffee or whatever, is just too fucking much. It's like way too much. Like it's a stimulant. Coffee's like a pretty potent stimulant, and I don't enjoy stimulants at all, so it's yeah, it's just too much for me. I don't enjoy the high of coffee personally. I guess there's not enough fat content to whip like actual whipping cream. As one of my friends says, blood in my veins. All I got running there is alcohol. Not much of a drinker though. The final comment is the pudding recipe. Nice. Here we go, a new area. Whoa. This place is like literally falling apart, I see. I switched to decaf. I found pretty good decaf coffees and espressos if you have any suggestions to try. That's fine. Like, because I have never gotten into coffee because I don't enjoy the stimulant aspect of it, I also have not gotten into the flavor, and I find that it's,
The law's really looking out for me.
coffee tastes pretty awful. Like, you know, bitter bean juice. I'm just not a fan of it. So yeah, there's the taste and there's the high. Both things I don't enjoy. I mean, I know it's like, you know, it's totally normal. Most people drink coffee. It's, I think one of the most commonly enjoyed drugs in the world, but I notice it. When I want to tease him, I get coffee without sugar for him. He needs his coffee to have so much sugar that the spoon can stay in upright position in the cup. I could see that, yeah. I could definitely see that. I'm not wild about sugar either, honestly. But if I wanted to make coffee palatable, I would definitely add a lot of cream and a lot of sugar. Getting blood in your alcohol system is pretty bad. I agree. Yeah, you want to avoid that at all costs. I don't like the bitterness of coffee. Yeah, exactly. It is very fucking bitter. It's, yeah, I don't really like the flavor. I don't like the bitterness. Yeah. Just not for me.
What are you talking about? I oil it every night.
Look here. Your slide's not recoiling fully? You might be due for a new spring. I could take a look, maybe fix it for you.
Sure. I'm short on bits at the moment, but I'll pay you back.
Oh, no. I mean, it don't cost nothing. I got a spare spring in my pocket here, even.
Everything's got a price.
She's such a like a capitalist, I guess. She's kind of bought into the
exciting happen around here for once. Nothing wrong
the corp
with
thing.
stability. It means everything's running like
Which I don't like the fermented flavor of most alcohols. I can see that. Yeah, alcohol's a very much acquired taste. So is coffee. I just haven't acquired that taste.
thing to say. Everyone knows
Coffee's a mixed bag for me. Sometimes I like it smooth and mild. Sometimes I like it bitter and strong. Tend to have a little coffee with my milk. I can see that being a little bit more
Yeah, you. Want to be famous?
palatable.
Anti-Creo's facial mask skin cream leaves you feeling fresh and tingling. Do not operate heavy machinery for 2 hours after application.
Kid, you got presence. Natural magnetism. Know what I
My
mean?
uncle, oh boy, he only takes his coffee black. It's so strong you can stand a spoon in it, so to speak. Let's see here. Do we have many folks in here? No, not a lot of people in this battle. That's all good. Oh, it looks like Duck Funker wasn't doing Stream Raiders battle after all. Well, I will redeem that, or refund that. Refund those points. I mean, it's easy to drink rum. I'm guessing you're not having anything to drink this evening, babe? I'm not feeling well. Yeah, you poured me probably twice what I would have poured myself, for sure. Try it again. Try it again, try it again, try it again now. Really, I think to win this battle, all we need is a bunch of ranged units. Like, we don't really need anything else. That'll probably win it. I don't think we had much in the way of ranged for the last battle, though. My grandfather used to have all of his hydration for the day through coffees, and he loved them bitter and hot. Yeah, that's, yeah. I feel like that's a very common thing for, the previous generation. That was, like, had to work fucking ludicrously hard and just didn't have as many labor laws protecting them and stuff like that. Like, it was really kind of a necessity. Hit jackpot in Animal Crossing? Oh, that's cool.
Tell you what, you're gonna like it a whole lot more once we start talking bits. Listen, you got an agent? Some kind of representation?
I consider myself freelance.
Fresh, natural talent. I know it when I see it. Listen, you
Spent
got a
like
real
250,000 bells
special
for
quality,
turnips,
raw
and now I can
energy.
sell them for 6 times the price.
I see you in pictures,
Cool.
kid.
Is it hard to get a lot of money in that game?
I'm making a feature. Space Pirates
Caffeine messes with my neck
Moros
too
Prime.
much.
It's
Interesting.
gonna be a hit. But we still need a star. And I think you got the chops.
Yeah, stimulants.
Not so fast.
Stimulants are not for me.
First, we gotta talk about royalties.
Let's just see where this audition goes, huh? So what do you say? You ready for the chance of a lifetime?
Sure, whatever.
Terrific. We're holding auditions at the studio. Head to Odeon Pictures and take the elevator. You're going all the way to the top, baby.
Attend the audition.
You're gonna be big. I can feel it.
Is this like a future fire hydrant? Out to brunch? Depends. There's too much RNG involved in some of the game events that you can make money with. In a good day, I can make the same amount of bells if I spend 3 to 4 hours farming for them. Well, what I mean to say is, like, do you find that you don't have enough money in the game? Like, are you just sort of amassing money just for the fun of it to see how much money you can get? Insurance Group Secure Mailbox System. The sole letter in this mailbox is addressed to the Greater Halcyon Insurance Group's satellite office in Fallbrook on the planet Monarch. Oh. Weird, like some shit I'm allowed to take, some shit I'm not. I don't really understand. In Animal Crossing, there's never too much money.
Try Anti-Cleo's. It's better than nature.
Thanks, Tom Nook. I never have enough because I constantly buy furniture, upgrade houses, develop your island. Gotcha, gotcha. So, you can just keep spending money infinitely. Just keep adding stuff.
Anti-Cleo's level head. Feeling a little off balance? You need a
I see. There's all kinds of weird little shit hidden in this place. Strange.
According
Dang.
to local legend, if you walk around the orrery 3 times, your corporate rival will die of a paper cut.
You think I'd get arrested if I climbed up on that to get a look at the games?
If you walk around it 3 times, you're fucking...
The dissidents actually took over.
Your fucking corporate rival will die of a paper cut. I'm gonna do it once around.
Incredible.
Are you two talking about the new dissident?
Twice around.
Don't spoil it. I'm behind.
I think you can reach a point where you don't have to, but with over 2,500 cosmetic items just for your house rooms, pretty darn hard. Gotcha. Yeah, so if you wanted to like get everything and get several of everything, and it would be a thing you could just work on forever. Cool.
Looking for weapons? You've come to the right place. Every Byzantine needs high-quality armaments, and you won't find better anywhere else.
What do people around here need weapons for?
Why, to defend their property, of course.
50-Bit says he's got a hard on right now.
Byzantium is the best of what Halcyon has to offer. It's up to us to protect it. Marauders, dissidents, especially large sprats. One never knows what threat might arise.
Looking for the gamer setup with dual monitors for my gaming room. It's expensive, probably.
Only because we make it so. It is only the fear of the well-armed Byzantine that keeps the rabble at bay.
Smart man.
One can never be too well-armed. Who knows when the hordes may hurl themselves at our gates?
Alright, whatever you say, dude. Immunized. Bah. When you sell a bunch of shit in a row, sometimes like the menu bugs. Weird. No quest items? Okay. Oh, he's got some unique weapons. Pink Slip. Okay, hang on. What's my current weapon? It does 350 damage.
Why place your... What can I help you find?
Special effect execute? No need to see... See what? HR. HR. So it's got a sight on it. Sell it for 500. It's just, its damage isn't as high. It also doesn't have as many mod slots as my current weapon. I don't think that's worth. Yeah, I don't know what makes it unique. I guess just the fact that it's named, but it doesn't really seem that great. Got dual monitors. One tends to stay off. Yeah, yeah. The Animal Crossing thing. I've seen that. I saw some like screenshot or whatever it was of the big gaming PC that's in the game. Borscht baked beans just sitting on the road. Busy tea. Hey, a poster. Sick. Huh. Dual monitors in my gaming setup too. One for browsing, reading, watching movies. One purely for gaming.
It tastes fresh because it was.
I've got a like a monitor and a TV, which is nice for you know, using the computer to watch stuff. I feel like having cable television is kind of getting to be a very obsolete concept at this point. Alright, so the red bins are owned. I can't take shit from those. But yellow bins are not. And any shit that I find on the ground also seems to be unclaimed.
UDL security attendant.
These fucking corporate dudes with scythes. So wild. Like corporate security with like a flaming scythe, basically. And I think they do like heat or plasma damage or whatever. Someone just has it leaned on the tree. I tend to just use the touchscreen for everything, and not like touchscreens except for phone. Sonnet has a touchscreen on her computer. You don't anymore? Oh right, that was the old one. Yeah, well whatever, I don't know. She had one on her computer, but I remember finding that kind of handy. Yeah, not the best for a toddler, I guess, but
From a few weeks ago was
overall handy.
based on a real incident. You mean the one where the dissidents blew up an orphanage? That's awful.
Thank the law we live in Byzantium, right?
I got two ways I can go. How is this town laid out? Okay. Oh right, that's the airport. I'm trying to get my bearings here. Learning a new town, you know? I'd run around with a scythe. But I mean, for like security people, that just seems so like I don't know. I don't know what the term I'm looking for is, like archaic, brutal. Like it's not like you can take someone out in a non-lethal way when you're using like a curved fucking blade, you know? Like, decapitations are the only way to stop people. I love my 21-inch touchscreen. Touchscreen's just situational for me. I use mine as a keyboard. I'm gonna got my monitors on a pole. But extra scary. House of Inebriation. Whoa. I bet she'll get mad if I blow it away. Teacup Canid? Oh my god. Oh my god. Got wealthy citizens everywhere. I think they're all just named Wealthy Citizen, right? Yeah.
I've always loved that sculpture.
It's an orrery, and you say that every time.
It's strange, though. I thought Byzantium was the center of Halcyon.
Oh my god, a haberdashery. That's not a thing you see very often.
You, with the hips, over here. Let me take a closer look at you.
You with the hips. Oh my. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Don't speak. Hold that posture for a moment while I admire you. You have a natural contrapposto, my dear. The way you rest your weight against your hip suggests a certain rugged charisma possessed only by the mighty primal and the well-traveled spacer.
Hats.
Splendid.
Hat shopping.
I love it.
You can tell all that by the way I'm standing?
Your walk, your posture, the cut of your clothes. You carry yourself with the bearing of a noble, but you dress like a barbarian. How deliciously outre. I'm Celeste Jolicoeur, and you, my dear, are exactly what Byzantium needs.
Are you trying to sell me something?
I'm an artist, darling, not a tweed merchant. I don't sell things. I pollinate the world with art. I'm working on a new line of clothing that will shock this city to its core, and I'd like your help. What do you say, my dear? Care to make history with me?
What do you have in mind?
When I look at you,
I got 1.5 million bells, but it's still enough to pay off my loan for last house upgrade, which is 2.3 million. Jesus.
Making an outfit worthy of you won't be easy. I'll need your help gathering the right materials.
You got a pretty high opinion of someone you just met?
Everything I need to know can be deduced from a first impression. You're an outsider. You're exotic. You carry a whiff of barbarism and adventure. You're the embodiment of everything I want in my new
What's the
life.
interest rate on Animal Crossing loans? Don't look to suck it.
Marvelous! You and I are gonna wake this city up like a cold splash of wine to the face. What I need is a survey of the outside world. What does the common laborer wear? How do the wild-eyed madmen of Monarch dress themselves? I've heard rumors, but I require samples. Also, I expect you to model for me.
Any excuse to admire my looks, huh? Can't blame you.
Oh, you cad! You'll be the talk of Byzantium once I'm done with you. I'll need you to model for me the following: the apparel of an iconoclast, the armor of a marauder, and a full ensemble of spacer gear, helmet included. And when I say spacer gear, I mean an outfit worn by real spacers. None of that garbage spacers.
If everyone hates on Tom Nook, for me he's like meh.
You have the bearing and demeanor of a born model.
I have no opinions on him.
You're going to absolutely murder this
What is the
job.
interest rate of fucking like a $2.3 million loan in Animal Crossing? Well, I need to know more about these outfits.
I expect you'll cut an exquisite figure. What else do you need to know? I've heard rumors of these iconoclasts, half-mad zealots rampaging across the surface of Monarch. You'll have to find your own way into Monarch. I can't help you. Even if I could, I prefer not to interfere with your creative process. I don't know, I've never seen a marauder. Not in person, anyway. There are always Aetherwade programs, but I want something authentic. Byzantium is long overdue for a change of wardrobe, my dear. Something barbaric, yet elegant.
No interest in you can pay it whenever you want for the next house upgrade. You've had to pay off your old loan. Not really preparing kids for the real world, is it?
If I were an enterprising spacer in need of a wardrobe, I'd probably head to the Groundbreaker.
They should prepare kids for their first credit card, you know? Give them like a 19.5% interest rate that, you know, compounds to a point where they can pay the minimum amount every month and still have debt compounding.
Fabulous! I can't wait to see what you dredge up.
And live on loans from the beginning of the game until a certain point. I was expecting there to be interest rates. What's shaking with you, Sundown, by the way? My engineer's going on a date and needs an outfit.
You don't gotta be so forward about my reasons, Captain.
Let me get a good look at you.
Poor thing.
Turn around, please, darling. My word. Such muscular shoulders. You're a vision, dear.
I am no such thing, ma'am.
Nonsense, you're absolutely lovely. Chin up now. I have just the thing for you. Let me do a back-of-the-envelope calculation. Materials, labor, licensing and copyright.
Alright. Time to do a little bit of a negotiation. She's an engineer. You think she can afford that? She needs to impress her true love.
That's the ultimate luxury, darling. Love. Oh,
Yeah.
gracious me.
I don't get why that's funny, ma'am.
Oh, my cherub.
Aw.
Who woos for love anymore?
Now she's being made fun of
So
for her first big crush.
precious.
What a shame.
All right, Captain. Here
Looking
is
a
the
little
absolute
green?
best I can do for you.
I'd be more worried if I wasn't. Hold up. Did you actually measure her for this outfit? I don't see any measuring tape.
Darling, do I look like an amateur?
Yeah.
I read her measurements by eye. And don't you
Wow,
ask,
that's
because
quite
they're
the
no
knack.
one's business but her own.
I guess we can swing 3,000 bits.
There are
There we
some
go.
things I simply cannot skimp on.
Found some fancy clothes.
Such a lovely young
Eagerly awaiting
lady
Horizon
deserves
Forbidden
the
West.
best.
Yay!
Now stand back. Back.
Went on
I'll
PS5,
enter the
but I got the
settings
cheapo
and
PS4
get
version to
these
upgrade, so I
machines
can't
spinning.
preload.
You'll be broke to bespoke
Womp,
in
womp.
nearly an hour.
Gonna have to wait like an extra half hour.
And there we are, my darling girl. I wish you a splendid.
You've gained fancy evening wear.
And if you don't mind my asking, have you any interest in modeling?
What? Oh, no, ma'am. All them eyes staring at me? I couldn't. No way, no how. I get scared just thinking on it.
I wish you weren't so shy, my Violet. You truly are beautiful. I hope your date sees that as clearly as I.
Well, that was cute. You got a nice outfit, half price. I did decide to try out Astro's Playroom in the meantime, because I heard good things about it. It's actually really good. I've never heard of Astro's Playroom. What is that?
For you, anything. Outside Byzantium? Of course not. There's nothing for me outside Byzantium. Yes, and I'm terribly grateful you've agreed. Look, darling, I don't belong outside Byzantium any more than a fish belongs on the land. Anyway, I'm quite certain Byzantium wouldn't last 3 days without me. I'd return to a smoking ruin of hideous fabrics and mismatched colors. Byzantium has lost its élan vital. Everything about this city is so dreadfully stale.
Everyone was saying to me I should buy the PS4
I
version
want
here
to
because
make
it's €5
people
cheaper.
uncomfortable the way you do.
Yeah, but if you've
You're
got
an
a PS5,
outsider.
it seems insane
you
to,
clearly don't belong
you
in
know,
Byzantium, and
not pay
yet
the
you
extra
strut
$5.
about, doing as you please.
Game that comes with the PS5 by default, like a demo game, except it's not a demo, it's a massive platformer. Oh, that's cool. PS5 demo game designed to show you what you can do with a DualSense controller when used to full capacity with all features. Gotcha. Hey, Giblet, how you doing? It's a bit like that Little Big Planet game in terms of gameplay. Okay. PS4 version has a free upgrade to PS5. You just can't preload it, but it's cheaper. Cool. I see. So it is the same game. Neat.
I'm not some common button monger, darling. I'm an artist. It's my job to make you uncomfortable.
All our taxes paying for your wars against the new non-rich. Minor truck offenders fill your prisons. You don't even flinch. All our taxes
You're very
paying for your
welcome.
wars against the new non-rich. So she wants me to change into armor for a couple different factions, such as Iconoclast. And then I think this is Marauder armor, right?
Goodness, look at
There we
those
go.
atrocious contours. The sheer brutality of its design offends the senses and shocks the mind.
One of my
into a
controllers has
state of
developed a dead
palpable
zone. Oof, that
excitement.
sucks.
I adore it. 2 outfits
What type of
remain.
controller?
I can't wait to see what you'll bring me. Something shocking, I hope.
Iconoclasts and Spacer?
For you, anything.
Mandatory minimum sentences, utilizing drugs to pay for secret wars around the world. Drugs are now your global policy. Now you police the globe. Let's see here. What other armors do we have? Spacer's Choice. I don't have any Iconoclast stuff, eh? I'm not sure what she means by spacer armor. The difference is so little, I'd rather pay for the PS5 one. Let's get a Hamburg or a pork pie as long as we're in a haberdashery. Astro's Playroom was made by the Gravity Rush devs before they were forced to close doors, so it's no small wonder it's good. Gravity Rush. What other games did they do? They tried to build a prison. Xbox controller? Ah, that sucks. Yeah, I think Xbox does make the best controller. Sunrise agreed, the haptics in the PS5 are insane when playing games that use it. So I wonder if Aramid Ballistics is like counts as like a spacer.
I can't wait. What can I do for you,
No.
darling? I am Celeste. You're very...
How do I... How do I figure out what to fucking wear here? While wearing a suit of armor and headpiece in the following sets: Iconoclast, Marauder, and Spacer. Spacer. So I wonder if Spacer's Choice will do the trick. She specifically said, like, not that Spacer's Choice shit, but there is no Spacer faction, I don't think. So damn, yeah, I don't have any Spacer's Choice body stuff either.
Like, what can I do for you?
Yeah, I'm not sure then what to wear. Princess Elizabeth is the absolute shit in this show. She's the best character. Once women don't end up with men who fuck their mother. Especially ones with back buttons, which makes it extra sad. Best known for the Ape Escape, Loco Roco, Patapon, Gravity Rush, and Knack series. The Team Ico games, Bloodborne, Legend of Dragoon, and Astro's Playroom. Okay, cool.
I'm sure other colonies have cities like this.
I've played Bloodborne. The Team Ico games. Is there one of the Team Ico game? Is that like Shadow of the Colossus? Is that a Team Ico game? Got a power bank ready on the side with fast charging ready to go if my controller's battery gets low during the gameplay session. Patapon's an outstanding game. I've never even heard of it. The Shadow of the Colossus remake was fucking astounding. Bloodborne obviously was an amazing game.
Nothing exciting ever happened.
Hey! Stand back, you. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times.
Are you supposed to drink on the job?
Of course not. But I'm not on the job right now. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me.
Shadow of the Colossus,
just
Last Guardian.
getting hired.
Yeah, I've been planning on playing those other games. I haven't gotten to any of them yet. What's so important about guarding Minister Clark?
He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal UDL-issued shotgun. They don't give those out to just anyone.
A key, you say?
That's right. Not just anyone is allowed to have a key to Minister Clark's residence. It's all so very high level.
Olives. Cheeses. Contrapposto. Meats. Love? Anchovies. love me. A. Good. Contrapposto. Olives. Anchovies. Cheeses. Meats. What's not to love? So ridiculous. Anything you can tell me about Mr. Clark?
Oh, he's, medium height with, like, medium colored hair and, like, a kind of a medium face. Just like in his posters.
You haven't met him, have you?
Everyone tells me he's very private, okay? Besides, I just started.
Well, why don't I buy you a drink?
That's a great idea. I'll have a Spectrum vodka.
Captain, I can smell him from clear over here. I reckon he's had a fair number already.
Sure have, because today's my big day.
He's got powerful good ears, too.
Poor guy.
And a powerful thirst. You have a Spectrum vodka for a new
I don't have
pal?
any Spectrum vodka to give you.
Oh.
Alright, I'll pick up some Spectrum vodka for my new friend here.
Have you tried our new cocktail sponsored by Rizzo's? 1 part purple Spectrum vodka, 1 part artificial tomato-like substitute juice. We call it a Blue Bloody Mary.
A Blue Bloody Mary. Wow.
Oh, by all means, ask away. I don't believe in work. Work is for auto mechanicals and lower classes.
Lower classes. God damn. How does anything get done around here?
By auto mechanicals, of course. Byzantium's fleet of mechanical servitors are programmed to simulate a labor force, but without all the unsightly workers milling
Unsightly workers.
We all have our
Jesus,
roles
this
in
guy's a
society.
real
I like
penis.
to think of myself as an entrepreneur. This drinking establishment is my investment.
Any interesting rumors?
Rizzo's Spectrum Vodka is about to release its newest color, ultraviolet, completely invisible to the naked eye. What can I do for you?
An invisible vodka.
Then you'll want to
Amazing.
speak with our automechanical inebriation assistant, located just over there.
All right, let us redirect some mofos. Oh no, oh I meant to use the oh, I fucked up. And only some things are gonna get hasted. I meant to go with the ranged buff. Dang. The word you're looking for is prick? Yes, also that. Hydrate. Right. But after 2 strong gin and tonics and then just a bunch of rum. Water for me. Whew. Hydration's a good idea. Oh yeah. Does anybody want the 200 gold reward from in this battle? There's only a handful of people who can get it. But, so I don't know if any of these folks are lurking away and would like to get 200 gold, but it's not very many channel points, so, you know, I think just by following you get 300, and that's more than it costs for the 200. Otherwise, I'll just fire it off at random. Charcuterie plates are just adult Lunchables. True. I mean, Lunchables are adult Lunchables, you know. Anyone can eat Lunchables at any age. I think that Lunchables are basically inexpensive packaged charcuterie plates. Alright, let's fire these off at random then. So we got Mr. Bricks, Hattaz, and Rusty Soblagar. Get the rewards. The rewards from this one. And do this guy again. Hey, some gold. I needed that. I'm saving up. Trying to build a prison. Aren't you the bartender?
Then you'll want to... Quite so. But I would never lower myself to do something as gauche as tending bar. My auto-mechanical assistant does all the work for me.
This guy just stands here in the bar? Doesn't actually perform any service whatsoever? Oh, it started raining in all that time that I was standing around. Neat. Gauche, yes, terribly gauche. Whoa! Jesus. Okay, that's where I came out of. That's not a door? What is this place? Is this just like a weird little lounge? This isn't a door. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess we leave then. Huh. Strange. Well, there is a door there. Like, that is absolutely a door. It's just not like an interactable door. Weird. Another teacup canid. People have these fucking monsters as pets. So insane. Relevant when you get the guy vodka? Right, right. Little side room. It's just strange.
What's gone into Bachmeyer lately?
Now that he's posted at the HHC, he's too good for the rest of us grunts.
Maybe we lose some of his gear in the sewers. That'll take him down a peg.
Nice. Purple berry liqueur. Oh, maybe one of these tables or whatever on the balcony is going to have a bottle of vodka.
Is Mayfield still drinking?
Idiot's probably face down on the bar by now.
Energy drink.
Citizens, today marks a monumentous occasion in the...
That's weird, the announcement just stopped. Very odd. The robot sells it in the bar. I tried talking to the robot. The robot doesn't seem to be interactable. The one walking around, like, taking people's orders doesn't seem to actually take an order.
Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with fine cocktails and pre-approved banter.
I'm into the pre-approved banter.
Request confirmed. Banter protocol activated. Welcome, attractive patron, to Billingsley's House of Inebriation. Studies have shown that drinking in the vicinity of extremely valuable objects, such as this auto-mechanical bartender, can enhance the quality of your intoxication.
Interesting. I could see that being a thing. And which of these vodkas am I supposed to get? Is it Spectrum vodka? That sounds right.
Hey, you look familiar. Have we met before?
I was going to say that I wouldn't be surprised if he's programmed to not serve peasants. I could see that. I could definitely see that being a thing.
Hey, you're really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm
Soaked. I've never heard that as a euphemism for drunk.
Who am I kidding? I could have another. You got another?
Oh, I've got to keep getting him drunk.
Allow me to improve your...
Oh my god, I wonder how many of these I need. Oh yeah, I can hack auto mechanicals.
Hey, you look familiar. It's not every day you get your dream job, right?
I'm gonna say 5. Jesus.
Wow, you got like this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? Like a manosaur. You got a manosaur energy. Oh, laws. I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you.
2? Oh, you were way off. You only needed 2.
Oh. Oh, you definitely recognize him if you... Hey, buddy.
The dialogue option to give him more vodka isn't still there.
Please allow me
I thought that was all I needed to do.
Hey.
Weird.
I really shouldn't. I'll have the worst hangover tomorrow if I don't stop.
Nonsense.
These are all bottles of vodka. This is
Doctor's
fucking insane.
orders.
Guess I can't argue with that.
You did.
Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste like purple berry crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast? I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Hey, 3 it is. That makes sense. 3 is usually a nice round number.
I just need to sit down.
Is he dead? Jesus. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Oh well, you know, that'll happen. C'est la vie! Alright, I am going to call it tonight. Pretty good stopping point. On its head into bed, and I don't want to make it any harder for her to sleep than need be, since she is feeling a little under the weather today. She actually went home sick. But if anybody wants to take one of my little raid messages here and bring it over to McDrunkard's stream, he's doing a challenge run of one of the Dark Souls games. Yeah, he's quite impressive at the game. So let's go swing over there. We can bring the sippies over. I swear, if there was a flamethrower in Animal Crossing, I'd go around my house burning the flowers because they're out of control. The alcohol poisoning's a hell of a thing. Very fast acting. Exactly. Maybe I just beat him to it. You know, I grabbed all the stuff before he finished croaking. Yeah, have an awesome night, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really had a lot of fun tonight. I'm super, super glad that there were people, you know, spending time with me even at this late hour, which, I mean, I guess for some people it's early, but I appreciate it. Yeah, have an awesome night. I'll see you over in McDrunkard's stream. I won't be streaming tomorrow because I've got a D&D session, and my new schedule is going to be not streaming on Thursdays. I'll be streaming Friday and Saturday, though. And Saturday, I think is going to be my Mass Effect day. So I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be Mass Effect Session 2. I've got 100 mods I'm excited about it. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on Friday and or Saturday. Sleep well and stay hydrated, y'all. Thank you again. Have an awesome one.